Well, I know they'll be sweating, and I know they're sweating here in Baton Rouge. It is a smoking hot day on the banks of the Mississippi. Down on the bayou is 5th-ranked and undefeated LSU back on the field after a week off. But a tough test today, and the Aggies of Utah State 3-1 on the season, coming off an 11-2 season just a year ago. As you are watching SEC football presented by Allstate. And a pleasant good afternoon, everybody. I'm Dave Neal alongside former NFL and SEC championship quarterback DJ Shockley. So glad you could be with us. DJ, obviously so much talk about LSU this part of the season. They're in the conversation. College football playoff. Offensively, it has been unbelievable. Record-type numbers. Nobody in the history of the league has scored more points through 4 games than this Tiger team. What is it about this offense that captures your attention?
You know what, Dave? It's the variety that they can hit you with. They have so many guys on the outside, plethora of receivers that they can hit you with, backs, but the guy that's getting it going for them is Joe Burrow. He's putting them in good situations, and he's making some really good decisions with the ball. When he's on, this offense is playing with a lot of style.
And he's been on, completing 80% of his passes through 4 games this year. But what's the difference between Joe Burrow of 2018 and the Joe Burrow we're seeing today?
Well, it's the style and the confidence in this offense that he has. You look at some of the things he's doing, full field progressions and reads. He wants to hit this top go route at the top. It's not there. Now get to your next progression, 2, 3, and he is the 3rd guy in this progression here. He's getting to those extra possessions and doing a great job of going through them. This one here, he does such a great job with his eyes. Watch him move his safety and the linebacker out of the space where he wants to throw this backside post into a small window. Eyes, arm strength, and the discipline to get it there. Joe Burrow is playing out of his mind right now, and it's because of those decisions he's making inside the pocket.
Well, we've got another outstanding quarterback. A matter of fact, special treat today. We have 2 potential first-round NFL quarterbacks on display. Jordan Love of Utah State. This guy's been sensational, was great a year ago. What do you like about him?
Jordan Love plays with a lot of speed. He's a really good quarterback, has the size. You see the career numbers. This guy will not be intimidated here in Death Valley because of the way this offense rolls. He's good with it, everything he does.
Well, obviously a lot of talk about defense around these parts. For more on that story, let's go down to Dawn Davenport.
Yeah, Dave, this is an LSU defense that has struggled to find a consistent pass rush all season long. Now, part of that is because of the rash of injuries that they have dealt with up front. They still have some guys out today, but they do get some much-needed boost in that area, and the return of sophomore Kaylavon Chason. He's missed the last 2 games, so Coach said they'll ease him back in and monitor his snaps. Defensive coordinator Dave Aranda's message to him today, don't try to make up for lost time. Relax and rely on your technique. The big plays will come.
Thanks, Dawn. We'll keep an eye on that defense that has been so banged up through the first month of this season. Hopefully get some guys back for the Tigers next week as the SEC slate kicks into high gear. Utah State wins the toss. They defer, so LSU will get the football first. I mean, pick your poison here. Both these teams get up and down the field. As Coach Ogeron said this week, it is warp speed today in Tiger Stadium. And it'll be a touchback, and LSU will have it out at the 25-yard line. Joe Burrow, who grew up a huge Nebraska fan. His dad, brothers played there. I can't tell if when he was in high school, the 2014 Mr. Football in the state, if he was a Beaver fan or not. I can't tell. Anyway, his dad, Jim, is in attendance today. A former defensive coordinator who has retired, said he's going to watch his son play every single week, and he has kept true to form. And Joe said it's great to have him around. And the Athens, Ohio native will line up in this high-powered offense. First play is a handoff. Clyde Edwards-Helaire will get it out to the 30-yard line, a gain of 5. And that's something they're going to try to do today, and that is incorporate more of the run game.
Yeah, that was the emphasis for them, is being able to run the football. They haven't ran the ball particularly well, so this is a ball game they want to try to get this run game established.
Edwards-Helaire will slide out to the far hash mark, outside the far hash mark on the numbers now. Empty set for the Tigers. That one is right through the hands of Jamar Chase. Don't see that very often with this group of receivers.
Yeah, this is a very, very dynamic group of receivers that when the ball's in their hands, they can make a lot of people miss. He had exactly what he wanted. One-on-one on the backside with a backside slant would have been a first down. Jamar Chase has to make that catch.
First 3rd down coming up. 3rd down and 5. Kind of a revamped offensive line as well for LSU as that Ingram is back on the field. at left guard. Adrian McGee goes to left tackle over the middle. Pass is caught. That'll move the chains. That O-line will hustle up to the line of scrimmage after a 16-yard pickup.
And there's what you like. Just confident poise inside the pocket, knowing Utah State was in a zone coverage, found the open receiver and delivered a accurate throw for a first down.
Edwards-Helaire bounces off some trouble and inside the 45 down to the 43-yard line. That run's indicative of the kind of gear that Clyde Edwards-Helaire has had. He has been hit quicker than any other running back when he touches the football.
Yeah, you look at him, 5'8", 209, but Coach O loves the strength he has below that keeps those runs going.
Edwards-Helaire again with the carry inside the 35. And to follow up that status, he's been, as we talked about, hit earlier than any other running back in the conference, but he's third in yards after that contact.
And you can see it. The first guy usually does not take him down. He runs hard, runs downhill, and always falls forward.
Loose football on the turf, scooped up there by Adrian McGee, and he'll fall on it around the 33.
Something uncharacteristic here. Joe Burrow inside the pocket, loses the football. Actually, doesn't even get it knocked out. He loses it as he's trying to get away from the defensive lineman. Lucky enough for them, McGee picks up the fumble.
Second down and 9. Ball sits at the 32. Quick throw comes near side. John Emery, the true freshman, out of the backfield. He'll have the first down right around the 20-yard line. Give him a 14-yard pickup. Evan Metzenheimer with the stop for Utah State. Aggies defensively giving up just 21 points a game. Boy, nice little kick to the outside for Emery, and he'll fall forward to about the 13-yard line. Tripped up by Shaq Bond.
John Emery very good in space. One thing offensive coordinator Steve Easemaker said is, we get him in space, we got a good play there.
Here goes Emery again. Coming near side. Dives for the goal line. Touchdown, LSU. There is a flag in the backfield, and that may be coming back on a hold.
Replay, second down.
Well, you can take the 6 off the board and back up LSU 10 yards. They'll move it all the way out to the 23-yard line.
Usually when you get a play like that, sometimes somebody loses leverage or there's a hole on the edge, and that's exactly what happened. Not allowing that leverage defender to get outside.
So now LSU back outside that red zone area where they have been perfect this year. 27 out of 27. Underneath pass. That one is caught by Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and he'll get it down to the 10-yard line. He'll pick up 13, and looks like he'll be just shy of the line to gain by a few inches. And they'll have the first down as Joe Burrow follows right behind number 22. It'll be first and goal now.
You see how successful LSU has been in the red zone this season. And it's because of the guy number 9 right there, Joe Burrow, making great decisions while down there and not forcing the football, but allowing his receivers to make plays when they get inside this 20-yard line.
11th play of the drive coming up. Edwards-Helaire. Pick up a couple of yards, get it close to the 7.
Nice job on the outside, number 42. Nick Henniger does a great job of getting that leverage and keeping his leverage on the outside, forcing that football back inside and allowing his guys to rally to the football.
This is a 4-minute drive. This is an eternity for LSU.
LSU loves these bunch routes down here near the red zone.
Burrow over the middle, pass is caught, touchdown. Derek Dillon with the reception from 7 yards out. That didn't take long for Joe Burrow to pick up his 18th touchdown pass of the season. Boy, York's point after will sneak through after it was deflected at the line of scrimmage. So a 7-0 start. Joe Burrow and company doing what they do, and that is scoring points.
Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
It is 7 p.m.
We crushed Tech by 40. You should be out there celebrating.
Let me smell your breath. Not a trace of Dr. Pepper.
Look what you're doing to her.
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
At Zaxby's, we don't make salads. We make salads with all fresh ingredients, made just the way you want it, right when you want it. We call it handmade to order, and it's only at Zaxby's.
Grubhub, America's leader in food delivery, just got better. Introducing Perks, millions of dollars in deals and free food nationwide. Download the Grubhub app today and see the perks waiting for you.
It's Velveeta shells and cheese versus the other guys. Clearly, Velveeta melts creamier.
Did you know a lot of medication sold online may be counterfeit? That's why we created Roman. Just visit GetRoman.com, and if treatment is right for you, you'll get genuine medication delivered to your door. Get started today at GetRoman.com/TV.
Selling on Poshmark is crazy simple. All you have to do is post a picture, add a description, add a price, and you're pretty much good to go. Right now I'm selling Air Jordans and Nikes and Adidas, anything really performance related or style related.
Download the free Poshmark app now.
From the Grove in Oxford, Mississippi, Hotty Toddy. Countdown is up on a 52-yard scoring run. The only touchdown from Elijah Moore.
Man was not meant to fly. For years, this was taken quite literally. Until man took flight.
Out of the end zone, going deep. It's caught!
He never looked down.
Saturdays in the South, Part 6, Tuesday at 9 on SEC Network.
Do I wish it was at night at Tiger Stadium? Yes, I do. Start at 11 a.m. We've been very successful in those 11 a.m. games, so we're going to continue with our game plan. Scheduling is out of our control.
Well, it is the 31st morning start since 1977 for LSU. They're 19-11 in those games, which include 4 bowl games. The Tigers have won the past 11 morning kickoffs, including the past 5 here at home. The guy trying to break that streak, Jordan Love. Jordan Love was a guy that took a while for him to grow into his frame and become a quarterback. Started as a wide receiver his freshman year in high school, which is 145 pounds, but of course then things started to kick into gear. Only D1 major college scholarship offer was Utah State. He took it and has thrived. Last year, 32 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, led this team to an 11-2 record. First pass of the game goes up top, far side, incomplete. Looking for Jordan Nathan. Well, we talked a little bit about Jordan Love and what he brings to the table, but he's a guy that's just kind of a modest competitor. Doesn't get real hyped up, just gets his job done.
Nice, cool, calm, collected, inside the pocket. Can make every throw.
That one is caught by Nathan. He'll turn the corner, have the first down. Of course, a coaching change a year ago for Utah State. Gary Anderson comes back to take over the reins. He was there for 4 years, and Wisconsin, Oregon State jobs opened up. But back this year, didn't want to change anything offensively. Quick hitter to Isaac Mariner, and that one is a pickup that'll take it to the 47, but an injured Tiger. That is Grant Delpit, who was down, slow to get up. Boy, they just can't afford any more of these injuries defensively, and also an offensive lineman down as well for Utah State. As Kyler Hack, the right tackle, getting worked on.
But you love the throw here. Watch the throw coming here. You see Grant coming there, takes a lot of the brunt of that hit. Not sure what he hurt there, but we'll see.
Two players being attended to will give us an opportunity to step aside, update everything when we come back to Baton Rouge after this short timeout.
I'm a tailgater tailgating to get to my tailgate. Now, it might not get me there any faster, but hey, it gets me ready for football. Let's tailgate. I can't go anywhere. But you're so busy watching me tailgate that you don't see the one in front of you. And your cut rate car insurance, it might not pay for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
My son needs this drug. I hope it doesn't cost too much. I hope my insurance pays for it. Can you tell me how much this will be?
67.
Sorry. Wait, have you heard about GoodRx?
GoodRx finds free coupons to help you save up to 80% on your prescriptions.
Wow. I had no idea.
GoodRx. Stop paying too much for your prescriptions.
Tecovas does some things the way they've always been done. We make traditional Western boots. As for everything else, we went our own way. Handmade with the highest quality leathers, sold only direct to you for a fair price. With free shipping, returns, and exchanges, and service that would make our grandmothers proud. Everything we do is for you. Find your pair at tecovas.com.
From the Grove at Oxford, Mississippi, Hotty Toddy.
SEC Network Football is presented by Allstate, reminding you that football season is mayhem.
Good look at 9-year-old Colton Moore, who is an unlikely LSU fan from Odenville, Alabama. His family diehard Auburn fans. He's been battling through spina bifida and just loves Coach O. Got to town, had a chance to tour the facilities yesterday. Coach O brought him out before the game today out to midfield. Had a chance to see him yesterday. The smile on his face was incredible. He was just enjoying every moment of it. But when he headed to the buffet line,
it's all about the ice cream.
Yeah, he didn't have time for us at that point. On a first down, Scarver makes the catch, a pickup of 8.
And Dave, you can see the tempo in which Utah State plays with. The ball comes out of the hands quickly of Jordan Love, and you see LSU has to get lined up quickly. Is the biggest thing they have to worry about in this ball game so far.
Off the left side, couple of missed tackles. Gerald Bright, who had 36 carries last week against Colorado State, breaks a tackle and picks up the first down. By the way, an update for you that Grant Delpit, who left the field under his own power, being treated for a possible concussion. He's in the protocol stages right now, being attended to by that training staff. We'll try to get an update. Just a big collision for him. Also, right tackle Kyler Hack of Utah State was helped off the field, and there goes Delpit into that LSU locker room. They'll swing it near side. They'll find Gerald Bright, but Gerald hit immediately by Patrick Queen, a loss of 5.
And one thing you see on this LSU defense is speed all over the board. Linebacker Patrick Queen shot out a cannon and saw that screen early.
Third down and 15.
There's Caleb Von Chasen up here at the top of the screen. LSU's looking for some pass rush. He's the guy that can bring it.
First charge timeout, LSU.
So LSU will take that timeout. This Utah State team, 50% on third downs this year. That is 17th in the country. Gary Anderson, as we talked about, coming back home. And this offense was so electric a year ago. They led the nation in scoring drives under 1 minute last year. They had 29 of those. They averaged a minute 51 per drive this year. He didn't want to change up the offensive philosophy, even though he brought in a brand new staff.
Yeah, and when you have a quarterback like Jordan Love, he's used to this system, has played well in this system. As a coaching staff, you must adapt to it and not try to change the entire system just because you're a new staff.
Mike Sanford Jr., the offensive coordinator. These were the situations he said they have to stay out of, and they're facing a 3rd and 15.
And here's a primetime opportunity for LSU to try to get pass rush with just 4.
Maybe it's 2 down territory, get half of it here. Oh, loose football. Love falls on it. Now you're in a definite punting situation. That'll be a loss of 9.
Yeah, those are the unforced errors right there you talk about, Dave. In a ball game like this, you can't have these type of situations. You see, he wasn't even ready for the football yet. He was still surveying the field. He gave the signal, but he's still surveying the field, trying to see if he can get a good play call in.
Pierce Callister, the true freshman out of Ogden, Utah, averaging 37 yards per punt. Delivers this one inside the 20. It's a favorable Aggie bounce. It's going to end up just inside the 5-yard line. A fortuitous bounce for the Aggies and a 47-yard punt. Don't forget, coming up at 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 Central, Week 6 of the college football season rolls on. Troy visiting Columbia, Missouri. Vandy and Ole Miss cap off today at 7:30 Eastern in our SEC Saturday night matchup. Missouri, they've won 5 straight at home, dating back to last year's 33-28 win over Vanderbilt. Meanwhile, in Oxford, it's homecoming.
First and 10, 5-yard line.
Missouri, a sneaky team out of the East, playing well since that Wyoming loss.
LSU on that last touchdown drive went 4 minutes and 19 seconds. Averaging just a tick over 2 minutes per scoring drive this year. Clyde Edwards-Helaire with the 3-yard pickup.
And Dave, early things I've noticed about LSU and this Utah State front, there's not been a lot of movement by this LSU offensive line so far. It's been Clyde Helaire breaking some tackles in this offensive line. That left side is the real key that they're trying to figure out as this season goes on.
That one is overthrown as Justin Jefferson couldn't get up to get that one.
Incomplete. Third down.
Uncharacteristic of Joe Burrow there, just an airmail on the throw there, simple out route. Saw him throw this 25 times in practice on Thursday, but it brings up a 3rd down here. Utah State can find a way to get off the field or create some pass rush. And it looks like they got a lot going on up front.
Another empty set for LSU on a 3rd down and 7. 3-man rush by the Aggies. On the run, pass is intercepted at the 27-yard line. Cameron Haney returns it 19 yards. Right through the hands of Thaddeus Moss.
Once again, just uncharacteristic of Joe Burrow throwing his football high. He does a great job of getting outside the pocket here, trying to create something here. And the ball is just a little bit high, but this is a ball that you expect him to catch. A little bit off the hands, but Thaddeus Moss has to make this grab. It's a little bit off his hands too, but what a great job of Utah State getting the interception there.
Well, this LSU defense will be tested here on a 1st down and goal from Right around the 7-yard line. Grant Delpit back on the field for LSU. Left the last possession, went into the locker room and has returned. Delay handoff. Goes to Bright. Might have gotten a yard.
And that goes back to the team speed defense that LSU plays. We're trying to go east and west. Patrick Treween is not allowed to get east and west here. But one guy that Utah State loves down here is Caleb Rep, number 87.
Jordan Love to the back of the end zone. Might have just thrown that one away. Double coverage back there by LSU, looking for Scarver, his All-American return man. And now it's 3rd down and goal. Well, Utah State lines up so quickly after an incomplete pass. They'll do a check with me, but not many teams after an incomplete pass get to the line of scrimmage that quickly.
Yeah, trying to get LSU to declare their identity. What are they going to do on the backside? Looks like they're playing some kind of zone. But once again, here's the guy, Caleb Chason, who can make a huge impact on this play.
LSU brings 3, and it's good enough to drop Jordan Love back around the 15-yard line. A loss of 6.
Neil Farrell, you see it right off your left side, continues to work, comes all the way around and gets that big call on Jordan Love. And give this LSU defense a lot of credit for holding this Utah State offense to possibly 3 points here.
30-yard field goal attempt. Eberle, right foot. It's a line drive right through the upright. So somewhat of a gift for Utah State. They put 3 on the board. It's a 7-3 ball game here in Baton Rouge.
Who do you think of when I say hero? Is it someone in a cape or is it someone you know? In SEC country, being a hero means tutoring a struggling student, feeding hungry neighbors in your community, or showing up at a hospital to make a child's day a little brighter. Heroes are all around us, and Belk wants to celebrate them with what we're calling Project Hometown Heroes. We'll show you everyday heroes that are strengthening the communities around the SEC. Now, who do you think of when I say hero? Learn more at belk.com/Project Hometown.
From the Grove in Oxford, Mississippi, Hotty Toddy. Shot one is up on a 52-yard scoring run. Touchdown from the line.
Man was not meant to fly. For years, this was taken quite literally. Until man took flight.
Out of the end zone, going deep. It's caught.
He never looked down.
Saturdays in the South, Part 6, Tuesday at 9 on SEC.
We had a break-in here the other day. The homeowners are off on vacation, and this guy decides he's going to rob them in the middle of the day. Luckily, they had CPI.
CPI security. Identify yourself. Police have been dispatched. Leave the premises now.
Not so lucky for him, I get a video clip from CPI.
You gotta be kidding me.
I can't stop everyone walking down the street. With video, I knew exactly what this guy looked like.
No matter where you are, CPI keeps you in touch with what's happening at home. Smart video cameras allow us to communicate a verified emergency to the proper authorities, giving you a faster response. For a limited time, get a free InTouch doorbell camera and outdoor HD camera with your smart home security package. Call CPI or visit mycpi.com today.
I want to get the bad guys off the street. CPI helps me do that.
Time to take a look at our mayhem moment brought to you by Allstate. Let's go back to that last LSU interception.
Yeah, you talk about getting outside the pocket here. Thaddeus Moss works at it and paused it right here. Look at him come back and fight back to the quarterback, but Joe Burrow has to do a better job of putting his football on his body, and a tip ball inside the red zone, it's never good. Tips, overthrows always end up in interceptions, and now it leads to Utah State with 3 points on the board and a little momentum going into this next drive.
Just the 3rd interception of the year for Joe Burrow and over 130 pass attempts. Utah State will take the 3. Clyde Edwards-Helaire on the return. Bounces it near side. to the 35 and run out of bounds at the 40-yard line. 37-yard return and decent field position coming up for the Tigers offensively.
Yeah, Clyde Gillette has been kind of the kickstart for this entire team this first quarter. A lot of positive runs. Got to continue to get the ball in his hands. He's playing really good football to start this ball game.
Ty Davis-Price in at running back. Coaches said we'd see a lot of these true freshmen today. Davis-Price out of Baton Rouge, Southern Lab High School, just around the corner from where we sit. Flag down. Joe Burrow will keep it.
Burrow on the keeper.
Joe Burrow, 2 weeks ago against Vanderbilt, just crazy. 350 yards passing in the first half.
Illegal formation on the offense. Number 76 is lined up in the backfield. That's a 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
6 touchdown passes, no interceptions against the Commodores.
And he said,
yeah,
they should have played better.
Yeah.
I mean, that just tells you where he is mentally in his offense and expects everything to be perfect. And he knows he can't be perfect, but he expects to be pretty close.
Already this year, he's been named 3 times as the SEC's Offensive Player of the Week. On a first down and 15. They'll run it on the ground and give it to Ty Davis-Price, who's out over the 45-yard line.
They call Ty Davis-Price their downhill, more physical back. And all 3 guys do a little bit something different, but they say he's the more physical one of the bunch.
6'1", 226. Good stop there. We'll bring up a third down.
So far early in this ball game, Utah State's done a great job of playing coverage, which means they're backing off, not allowing LSU to hit the deep throws that they're usually used to. Third and short here, still opportunity for them to stretch the field and throw it down.
Drop it off underneath. Pass is caught. Derek Dillon. He'll have the first down at the Aggie 45. A 9-yard pickup.
This is kind of what we talked about in the open. Full field progression. Going through high to low, coming back down to a shallow cross, converting on the third down. The quick decision making by Joe Burrow has been the key to the success for this offense.
Of course, no Terrace Marshall at wide receiver. 20 catches on the year, out after having foot surgery. But Coach O said he has made a tremendous comeback and will return quicker than they thought he would. Not so sure he'll make it next week, but you never know.
Technology these days, you never know.
Pressure comes. Burrow can't slip past it, and he is thrown to the ground by David Woodward, the junior linebacker who is a tackle machine.
David Woodward coming in from that middle linebacker spot. He loops around, and number 68, Damian Lewis, just misses him as he comes through on a linebacker dog blitz. And Joe Burrow has to come out the ball game. His helmet came off. So now we see Miles Brennan,
a sophomore who is 16 out of 25 on the year. Will check in on a 2nd down and 14. They'll let him. Well, they were thinking about letting him throw, but the old quarterback keeper, little delayed quarterback draw, gets him to the 43-yard line. Metzenheimer with that stop. That'll be his 4th tackle of the game for Utah State. And here comes Joe Burrow.
Nice job there. Thayer Rosenthal getting the block, helping his quarterback pick up positive yards. Now you got a chance here on 3rd down to pick it up.
Need to get it to the 34. Burrow, 5 out of 8, 56 yards. Steps up in the pocket. This one's caught again by Derek Dillon, but he is shy of the line to gain. They're going to be about a yard shy as Shaq Bond comes up to make a nice tackle on Dillon.
Yeah, what a great tackle there in open space right there. I thought this ball game would come down to who can tackle in open space. LSU going fast.
Burrow keeps it, and he is denied. They don't get to the 35-yard line. Metzenheimer making a play for the Aggies, and LSU will turn it over on downs.
Even with the quick pace, the quick tempo, watch the penetration here by Utah State to get right in the middle. Right up here in the middle, you're going to get the penetration coming right through the middle. And look at this, blow it up. Coming off the edge there is Kevin Metzenheimer. Nice job of that defensive front in the middle, making it tough, forcing him to bounce it outside.
LSU was 2 out of 2 on 4th down conversions until that attempt. So the Aggies will have it at the 35. Riley Burt in at running back. Love trying to buy a little time. Lost it up in the air. Passes. Caught a one-handed grab. Mariner brings it in. And a huge gain of 35 yards. But Cioce Mariner is down. The grad transfer from Utah. Making a heck of a catch.
I mean, but watch this foot one-handed coming down. And what a catch there by Cioce Mariner. Christian Fulton on the coverage. Had pretty good coverage. But the ball was an absolute dime from Jordan Love. Put it in the spot only his receiver could make a catch.
We'll step aside. Back to Baton Rouge after this.
Tecovas does some things the way they've always been done. We make traditional Western boots. As for everything else, we went our own way. Handmade with the highest quality leathers, sold only direct to you for a fair price. With free shipping, returns, and exchanges, and service that would make our grandmothers proud. Everything we do is for you. Find your pair at tecovas.com.
Now that we're banking with Chime, we get paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit.
And there are no hidden fees, so it's way easier to stay on top of our money.
And do more of the things we love.
Yeah, more of the things we love.
Friendship Express coming on through. Yeah, keep moving, buddy. Hey, it's good to be here. Right? I know, I didn't know I'd be here. But then I saw you guys on social media.
Start banking with Chime today at Chime.com.
Cioce Mariner walking off to that Aggie bench after making a outstanding grab, picking up 35 yards.
Initially, nothing's there. Instead of forcing the football, this turns into scramble drill. And these are things they practice all the time, giving their guys a chance. And watch Cioce Mariner go into scramble mode, gives his guy an opportunity, and he makes a play for him. Big time throw and catch for Utah State.
That's what Jordan Love brings to the table that the NFL scouts love, his mobility and also his ability to make some throws that you don't necessarily think he can make.
Oh, he's made a couple of those already, just off platform, letting it go.
Tompkins almost grabbed it, was juggling it, finally bounced off his helmet and out of bounds. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
2nd down, 10.
Last year, Jordan Love was a Mountain West Player of the Week 5 times. Caleb Rep can't hang on to that one.
Oh, man, this is touchdown. This is a walk-in. You hit him on a seam post right here, or single high. Delpit overruns it. He catches that football. He walks into the end zone. Perfectly thrown football by Jordan Love. This guy's got to help it.
On 3rd down, Love is flush, throws on the run, and that'll be incomplete. It'll be 4th down. Ball sits at the 30-yard line. So it looks like they're going to attempt what will amount to a 47-yard field goal attempt.
4th down, 10.
Dominic Everly
Field goal unit is on.
gets to kick out of that Thin air in Utah, Logan, Utah. Made from 30 already. This will be from 47 near hash mark. Out of the hold of Aaron Dalton. And he will bang that one through the upright. So he has a 48-yarder and now a 47-yarder on the season. And it's a 1-point game. LSU leading Utah State 7-6 late first quarter. And while we have a break in the action, let's throw it to Laura Rutledge and our friends at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Hey, have you seen Marty?
Great to see Laura. Also need to say congratulations on the birth of her baby girl just a few days ago.
Congratulations, Laura.
Her and Josh. I know they've been waiting. I don't know if patiently would be the right term for that, but hopefully she's doing just fine, and we'll get back out on the road and see her at some sporting events.
I'm sure her and her baby girl are on the couch right now watching a little football.
She was checking in with us last week while we were on the air. Maybe she'll give us a thumbs up. So LSU leading by 1 over Utah State. Couple field goals by the Aggies. It has not been a clean, crisp offensive performance to this point for LSU. Little pooch kick. That will settle down around the 21-yard line. Well, the SEC with 5 teams that remain unbeaten. In just a few hours, they'll be down to 4.
Yeah.
As Auburn and Florida get set to go at it. LSU sits there right now, and you see a college football playoff chance to get in for LSU is at 26 right now, and obviously everything's right in front of them. Florida, Auburn, LSU, those teams sitting there on the outside right now, but
everybody has the opportunity to play each other real soon. So the next 3 or 4 weeks, a lot of that will shake out and you see where you stand.
Justin Jefferson, near side. Pushed out of bounds around the 36-yard line. Troy Leffridge pushes him out of bounds, but not before Jefferson picks up 38.
First time we've had an opportunity to really call his name. He has played really good football for him this year. 21 catches, 392 yards on the season. But just find a way to get him the football in space, and you can see what it looks like when he has the ball.
Boy, some movement on the left side. Might have been a little late snap, too, from Lloyd Cushenberry.
False start on the offense. Number 51 and 73. That's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
Dare Rosenthal, Adrian McGee managing the left side of that offensive line right now. Matter of fact, we've seen the last couple of drives have featured McGee at left guard, Rosenthal at left tackles. Burrow, good play fake. A lot of time to throw. Nobody open in the back end. He'll just keep it. He'll pick up the first down and then some out to the 20-yard line. 21-yard run.
Burrow does a great job of creating something after nothing, and the coverage is pretty good on the backside. I thought he might have had a chance to hit number 2, Justin Jefferson, going across the middle. He had a safety in the middle of the field, but that's one he lays out there usually.
Edwards-Helaire picks up 6. Leffridge making another stop on the back end for Utah State.
Nice job there in the run game of number 73, Adrian McGee, getting a nice block, creating a lane. And that's what we talked about coming to this ball game was, can that left side have any movement up front and establish the run game as LSU takes it to the second quarter.
That will be it for the first 15 minutes. An early morning start, a hot afternoon on the banks of the Mississippi River. LSU up by 1. 7-6 our score. Back in a moment.
What does it mean to be the official bank of the SEC? It means Regions is your bank for waking up with the sun, pulling all-nighters, paying your dues, putting in the work, and getting where you want to go. We're officially cheering on the most passionate fans. Because we're the bank that understands that greatness is in the grind. Regions, official bank of the SEC.
I believe in miracles. Where you from? You sexy thing, you. I believe in.
Create up to 12 combinations with Applebee's new pasta and grill combos starting at $9.99. And get more bites for your buck with our late night half-priced apps. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
Gear up for fall at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Personal training just got a lot more personal.
Good morning from Bora Bora.
Introducing the all-new X Series from Nordic Track.
You ready to get started on today's workout? Let's go.
All you have to do is press start.
So glad you could join me this morning. Let's go.
Your trainer controls the speed,
We'll take it up to 60%,
incline, decline, and duration of your workout. This is what results in your home on your terms looks like. Take advantage of our special 36-month financing for qualified buyers. Only at NordicTrack.com.
SEC fans, gear up and support your favorite SEC school at Fanatics.com. The largest assortment of officially licensed SEC fan gear anywhere. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
Sleep cool this summer with the Pod by 8 Sleep, the first and only bed that dynamically cools your body to the ideal temperature, which science shows can help you sleep deeper, leading to optimal mind and body performance. Try the Pod for 100 nights risk-free at 8sleep.com.
Man was not meant to fly. For years, this was taken quite literally. Until man took flight.
out of the end zone, going deep. It's caught!
And never look down.
Saturdays in the South, Part 6, Tuesday at 9 on SEC Network.
Grab your balloons and invite your friends.
ESPN, home of the college football playoff.
Who's in? This LSU group certainly hoping they can get there. As you're watching SEC football presented by Allstate, Joe Burrow and company. Just one touchdown in the first 15 minutes, but they are knocking on the door inside the red zone at the 15-yard line. Second down and 4. Burrow 7 out of 10, 101 yards. Edwards-Helaire breaks the tackle. Down to the 5-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9 and first and goal for LSU.
This is going to be there for LSU throughout this ball game, simply because of the soft coverage that Utah State is playing right now. They're going to come up and force the issue, but right now running the football is where LSU is.
Run it again with Edwards-Helaire and loose football. Who's got it? Thaddeus Moss comes up with the football right at the goal line.
I thought he might have recovered it inside the end zone.
They're going to take another look at this, a closer look.
Well, inside zone, right coming through here. You see the ball is definitely out. A nice call. Yeah, he does recover the football right there on the 1 or half-inch line. Good job with Thaddeus Moss being alert, coming up with that football. That could have been a big turn of events for Utah State. Had a chance, had a hand on it and everything, and could not come up with it. Looked like Shaq Barnes was the guy who had a finger on it, just could not come up with it.
Oh, we saw Joe Burrow fumble earlier. Offensive line fell on that one. This time your tight end falls on a loose ball. We've seen an interception already. And lucky to have rules expert Matt Austin back in our studios. Matt, what did you see on that particular fumble?
Yeah, Dave and DJ, it looks like that the recovering player did pull the ball into the end zone after he possessed it. So, but that's what replay has to decide. When did he get possession of that ball? If it was in the field of play, then he's down. The ball will be on about the 1 foot line. If he pulled it into the end zone, it'll stay there. If he didn't get possession until it was over the goal line, it would be a touchdown.
See, man, I think it's one of those where replay is good right there.
Yeah.
Thaddeus, he was sneaky now.
He's trying to sneak him to get him a sneaky touchdown there.
So it will be at the half-yard line. Burrow will try to quarterback sneak it in, and does he get in? No sign just yet. And there it is, touchdown LSU. Second rushing touchdown of the year for Joe Burrow. There have been some flashier touchdowns for Joe Burrow this year.
I'll tell you, man, as a former QB, but if it's 1 or it's 40, we'll take those TDs. We'll take them any way we can get them. Got a little help from his tailback there, pushing them into the end zone, but counts the same for LSU. I know they'll take it here, especially after almost losing the fumble there on the goal line.
Going after is up and through from Cade York, the true freshman. And it's a 14-6 ball game. Just a few seconds into the second quarter. Of course, some big ball games today, and perhaps the biggest, Florida and Auburn going at it.
That's going to be a fun one.
All right, you got Bo Nix, Kyle Trask. Trask hasn't played a whole lot. You got Bo Nix, who certainly hasn't played a lot as a true freshman.
Yeah.
Quarterback advantage where?
Man. You know what? I say advantage Trask because he's at home.
Yeah.
But I also like Bo Nix because he's been on the road and he's experienced those environments. Swamp is a tough place to play. So we'll see which guy can handle that atmosphere. But ultimately in this league it comes down to the trenches. Yeah. Auburn has a really good defensive front. Florida has struggled on the offensive line. Can they protect Kyle Trask in that ball game will be key.
And in that Georgia-Tennessee game, Tennessee going with a true freshman quarterback today, Jared Garantano. We'll watch from the sidelines to start that one. In Tennessee, it's just been kind of a mess.
It's not even been up and down. It's been down in most of this season for Tennessee. And maybe you get up for a rivalry game. Georgia coming to town. Maybe you get up for them.
Atkins will kick this one into the end zone. Scarver brought it out from about 8 yards deep last week against Colorado State and took it to the end zone. This time he took it to the 20 and got walloped. Just another Saturday in the South. And speaking of Saturdays in the South, right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app, it's our 8-part documentary that chronicles the history of SEC football. Tuesdays at 9 Eastern, Part 6 takes you into the 90s. With Change, the word of the decade, mega TV deals with CBS and ESPN, the first ever conference championship game, Arkansas and South Carolina joined. The fun and gun offense started dominating college football. And the rivalry between the Gators and Peyton Manning's Tennessee Volunteers really took off.
Fun and gun. I like those type of offenses.
Eric Monroe, after that collision, slow to get up. Jack Marucci, long-time head athletic trainer, jogging off with him.
Eric Monroe's a guy that's part of that secondary where we talked about it already. This LSU defense is already limited. They can't afford anybody else to go down. Saw Grant Delpit come back in the game, so good for him.
First down and 10 Aggies. We're talking to Dave Aranda. Said, basically, our best players got to start making some more plays for us. We'll see if those guys can do it here. And there is a 5-yard infraction against LSU.
Offside on the defense, number 62. Contact on the center. That's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
Siaki Ika out of Salt Lake City, Utah. You know he was anxious to get going.
It always baffles me, that guy right there sitting right over the football is the one that usually jumps off sides, trying to get a fresh start on those guys.
LSU strings it out well. No gain on the play as Bright is slammed to the turf by Clark.
And Clark is a guy you'll see at the linebacker position, but you also see him off the edge as well, rushing.
And another big hit. Nathan will lose 3. Vincent, the junior safety, making a play.
What's so remarkable about that one is Vincent wasn't even lined up right. He was coming from across the other side of the field to get lined up and runs right into that play. Big third down here. This is what usually Utah State does on third down. They look to the sideline, try to get the best call.
Looks like all that extra practice in the off week on tackling for LSU is paying off here, at least in the first half.
False start on the offense, number 88, 5-yard penalty, third down.
So now it'll be third down and 13. 4-man rush by LSU. Over the middle, pass is almost picked off. Jacoby Stevens in outstanding coverage. Will make it fourth down.
And watch at the upper left part of your screen. Here's Vincent. He's going to come all the way across here to make the play. Not even lined up correctly, but comes all the way across and sends out the screen and makes the play for a tackle for loss. Talk about team speed on defense, getting where you're supposed to be. You may not start in the right spot, but Vincent ended there.
And a flag comes in. LSU went after that. Stingley will let it roll. But they went for the block and did not get it.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker on the defense, number 11. 15-yard penalty results in a first down.
Eric Monroe a little too anxious.
Yeah, we just saw Eric Monroe come off the field. He's coming right off this right edge over here. And you see run right into the kicker. Trying to go get it. If you can't get there, you have to find a way to pull up. And running into that leg of the kicker is always going to get you for a big 15-yarder and give Utah State another possession. An extra possession this ball game. And you see Coach O, he can't be happy about that.
Yeah, it has not been a clean quarter and change so far for LSU. Hand it off to Bright. We'll take it off right guard. Pick up 2.5, maybe 3. Gerald Bright, 36 carries, 179 yards last week out of Pensacola, Florida. It was just a downpour in their win against Colorado State. Probably affected both teams in the way they wanted to play. In that game, Jordan Love just 17 of 33, 51% completion rate, 204 yards. Quick snap. Pressure comes. He lofts it up high in the air. Pass is caught. Jordan Nathan run out of bounds. He'll spot it around the 30-yard line. Nice pitch and catch. Love to Nathan.
We've seen 2 balls like that today where he has dropped it in the ideal spot for his receivers. Couldn't be put in a better spot. Jordan Love is just as impressive as anybody else in the entire country, and he's showing it today with some throws down the field as well as intermediate.
LSU wants to take a timeout.
You can see the tempo there. The big play down there forces Utah State and forces LSU to.
What a grab from Jordan Nathan. Aggies on the move. Back in a moment.
I've scored some pretty good deals on Poshmark, like the Bread Air Jordan 1. This is my favorite sneaker of all time. So I was able to find a pair really easily without spending a crazy amount of money.
Get $5 off your first order. Download the free Poshmark app now and use offer code LOVEPOSH.
You're on the edge, you're right up on the pinnacle.
plane was not meant to fly. For years, this was taken quite literally. Until man took flight.
Out of the end zone, going deep. It's caught!
They never looked down.
Saturdays in the South, Part 6, Tuesday at 9 on SEC Network.
True South rolls into Beaumont, Texas, a land of lush swamps and smoke-belching refineries, where the first Texas wells spit oil skyward, where man and nature have locked into a 2-century battle, and two beloved joints fight to keep alive a barbecue tradition built on link sausages that gush with grease and pork neck bones that locals gnaw like ribs. Coming October 6th, True South.
Names matter. Your name, the name you've made for yourself, and the name of the company you represent. That's why at 4imprint, every name and logo is printed with certainty. Right the first time, on time, every time, at a great price, guaranteed. Because when you have passion, integrity, and certainty, the only name they'll remember is yours. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
Did you know a lot of medications sold online may be counterfeit? They contain things like printering, paint, and drywall, all stuff you should never put in your body. That's why we created Roman. If you're experiencing ED, all you have to do is go online, chat with a U.S. licensed physician, and if treatment is right for you, we'll send genuine medication discreetly to your door. Because ordering meds online should be easy and safe. Get started with your free online visit at GetRoman.com/TV.
Jordan Love now on his third offensive coordinator, Mike Sanford. But actually, these two have a relationship going back to high school. Mike Sanford was an assistant at Boise State and was somewhat interested in Jordan Love coming to Boise. But then Mike Sanford got the job at Notre Dame. He was also recruiting Ian Book at the time. Decided to go with Ian Book, brought him to Notre Dame. But now their paths cross again as Mike Sanford was brought on by Gary Anderson to be the offensive coordinator here at Utah State. So you just never know how things will turn out for you. Matter of fact, Jordan Love tried to be the first Utah State quarterback to be drafted since 1989.
I think he's got a good chance.
Yeah, I would say that. I would say so. Second down and 10.
And the biggest thing for LSU is getting lined up. The tempo when Utah State gets going, you see them running around trying to get in the right spots. We've seen a couple times they caught LSU in some precarious spots trying to get lined up.
Four-man rush going up top again. This one is intercepted. What a grab by Derek Stingley. The true freshman has just been making play after play for LSU.
You're talking about one of the top players in the country, and he just happens to be a freshman. Look at the way he plays this perfectly. Stays in the hip pocket, looks back for the football, and then goes up at the highest point and catches this football. This is what they teach on Sundays. And this kid is only a freshman. He couldn't have played that football any better than he did there.
Number one player coming out of high school a year ago. Enrolled early, couldn't wait to get to Baton Rouge and be actually from here, but be a part of this program and get things cranked up. Kurt, you know, you talk to his teammates, they say he just gets it. He's wired correctly. Not much on the ground for Edwards-Helaire. No gain on the play.
When we talked to Grant Delpit about Stingley, and we asked him, the first thing he did was just smile.
Yeah.
Like, this kid is special. And that's coming from a guy who's played as a freshman here. The upside for Stingley is going to be pretty positive. And LSU here, they got to find a way to get off their own end line here. Try to run the football. Too much penetration from Utah State early in this ballgame.
Burrow will stand on the S in the middle of that end zone. Quick throw. That pass is caught by Thaddeus Moss. Pick up 6. Now it's third down, and let's call it 4. Burrow out of that shotgun. Said last year took so many snaps under center and never really had done that his entire life.
He said, I had done that since 6th grade, so he just wasn't comfortable. But He's completely comfortable back there in the gun now and orchestrating this offense. Looks like one-on-one at the bottom down here with Jamar Chase.
Quick hitter. Chase makes the catch. That'll be good enough for the first down as he's out to the 16-yard line. I just don't know how you defend something that happens that quickly with a guy like Chase.
Yeah, because he has the ability to make you miss at the line of scrimmage on that press coverage. Does a great job with his release and gives Burrow a nice window to throw to and a nice conversion.
Gets him out of the shadows of that goalpost. To the 20 goes Edwards-Helaire. Andre Grayson making the stop for Utah State. It is a hot, hot day. Depth will be a big factor in the second half on this one.
And you can see the mass changes on both sides, especially on the D-lines. These teams trying to keep these guys fresh in this hot environment. I mean, you look at this box. This is why they're running the football so much. Utah State's playing nothing but coverage.
Trying to set up the screen. John Emery breaking a tackle, have the first down at the 28. Pickup of 9.
And that's something Coach O talked to us about is they just haven't ran as many screens in the first 4 games. And you can see the variety in which they're playing offensively. Run the football, using screens, quick game. They got it all working now as they're starting to feel like they're starting to get into a groove offensively.
Burrow on the move. Got hit as he threw it right around the 12-yard line. He gets helped up there. Pressure came from Henniger. Well, good coverage on the back end by Utah State. You know, you start talking about Gary Anderson as kind of a defensive guy. Says he loves to play man, but with this group, just not there yet. So he doesn't do it as much as he would like to.
Yeah, the style in which they play it is suitable for them, and the personnel they have. They play a lot of zone coverage. And that particular play, LSU went with 3 receivers out, so they were able to bracket and cloud those 3 receivers that were out in the route.
Utah State bringing 5. And Burrow goes down around the 23-yard line. Jacoby Wildman with the sack, the loss of 5.
And you watch on the back end, they got 3 receivers out in the route. I mean, there's really nowhere for Joe Burrow to go with the football. And as he scrambles out, he gets Henniger in his face. This Utah State defense plays this style, and they're really good at it. It's simple, but it's what fits them. Good look.
3rd down and 14. This is the 7th 3rd down for LSU today. Over the middle, Derek Dillon. First down at the 43, 20-yard pickup.
Well, the only thing when you have this style of defense that you don't rush for 3 guys, you give the quarterback time to sit back in the pocket and survey the route. That took a long time for that route concept to develop, and he finally found his in cut coming in there after about 4 or 5 seconds.
First down and 10, clock ticking closer to 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Another 4-minute drive for LSU. Their first touchdown drive went over 4 minutes. John Emery made the first man miss, but then couldn't make the next couple defenders miss. As Leffridge will get credit for that stop.
Yeah, number 91, Devin Anderson, up front for Utah State, created that no gain or almost negative yardage play with his penetration. LSU up front, offensive line, they got to do a better job of blocking up front, especially in the run game.
Pass is caught by Emery. Not much happening there. They'll spot it around the 45-yard line. Give him 3.
And talking to offensive coordinator Steve Mensmiger, he talked about what to expect coming to this ball game from Utah State. He said, I really have no idea. Every team they played this year have had a new wrinkle for this LSU offense. And right now, Utah State keeping everything in front of them and forcing them just to tackle a space.
Gary Anderson wants a timeout. 5:56 to go in the first half. LSU on the move.
We're firm believers that the kids in this community, regardless of their background and current circumstances, deserve the absolute best the community around them can offer.
And I can tell you it works. I don't see the kids from here in my court, and that makes me very proud.
We give our kids the absolute best we've got to expect the best from them.
This place makes Knoxville stronger and a better place to live.
Learn more about Judge Irwin and the Boys and Girls Club of Tennessee Valley at belk.com/Project Hometown.
It's Velveeta versus the other guys. Clearly, nothing melts like Velveeta.
My son needs this drug. I hope it doesn't cost too much. I hope my insurance pays for it. Can you tell me how much this will be?
$67.
Sorry. Wait, have you heard about GoodRx? GoodRx finds free coupons to help you save up to 80% on your prescriptions. Wow. I had no idea.
GoodRx. Stop paying too much for your prescriptions.
Now that we're banking with Chime, we get paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit. Which means now, we can do more of the things we love. Yeah.
Oh my God, the gang's back together.
Start banking with Chime today at Chime.com.
From the Grove in Oxford, Mississippi, Hotty Toddy.
The world is watching, so shine your light. Light the night, light the way.
After the Utah State timeout, LSU looking at a 3rd down and 7. You see what LSU has done, throwing for over 430 yards a game. And today hasn't been as crisp as they normally have been through the first 4 games of the season.
And Dave, that's the number one word that Coach O uses. They want to be crisp and efficient, and they haven't been either in this first half.
Another time-consuming drive. It's already up over 5 minutes. This will be the 11th play. Burrow over the middle. Good crisp throw there for the first down to the 40-yard line. Goes Justin Jefferson.
Slight movement within the pocket. And Justin Jefferson is one of those crafty receivers that understands zone and man coverages and sat down right in the zone, right past the first down marker to get that conversion.
This is the most plays in an LSU drive this year. This is play number 12 coming up. Started back at the LSU 1-yard line. Burrow will keep it. Burrow dives across the 25-yard line. A 14-yard pickup.
This is what Burrow can do as well. He's not the most athletic guy, but he can hurt you with his legs. And you got to still account for him in the run game, especially on that one on the zone read.
Burrow to throw, going up top, looking toward the end zone. Passes caught. Jamar Chase, touchdown. LSU, 25 yards.
And you see how quickly LSU can hurt you. And you can see just what Jamar Chase provides for this offense. And another big throw from Joe Burrow, giving his guy a chance to win on the outside, and Chase making an acrobatic catch to come down with it.
Made one to Chase against Vanderbilt to the other side of the end zone at about the same spot, just near that pylon. York will attempt the point after. And he'll split the uprights. 21-6, Tigers out in front.
Joe Burrow with the big third down conversion, and then he dropped this one on Jamar Chase, putting his Tigers up 21-6.
I'm a parking guy, and on game day, my moves are my moneymaker. And the more cars I stuff into this yard, perfect, the more money I make. Seriously? Come on, pal, you got this. There you go.
Got room for one more?
Oh, yeah, right over there. Hey, cheap parking. Get what you paid for. And if you got cut rate car insurance, you might end up paying for this yourself. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Gear up for fall at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
You got it! Push it!
Want to feel this motivated about managing your money?
Whoa! Savings? You got this! Yeah! Yeah! You earned it! Find that tiny little action figure! Yeah! Yeah, sir! Wait, is that big? Yeah!
With Regis Next Step, we give you the tools and guidance to help you and your money go further.
Yeah! Load that lunch, coach!
Yes, sir.
Yeah!
So here's the deal. Somewhere along the way, Western boots got too expensive. And the styles? Well, Tecovas fixed that. We make handcrafted, high-quality Western boots from the finest materials for a fair price. With free shipping, returns, and exchanges, and service that would make our grandmothers proud. From comfort to quality to price, value is one of our values. Find your pair only at tecovas.com.
Gear up for fall at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Man was not meant to fly. For years, this was taken quite literally. We belongeth to this earth, moving 3 yards at a time. Until
Alpha Bravo Foxtrot, you are clear for takeoff.
Man took flight.
Going to fly out of the end zone, going deep. It's caught. Oh, my!
And never looked down or back.
Saturdays in the South, the history of SEC football, Part 6, Tuesday at 9 on SEC Network, presented by Regions Bank.
Steve Ensminger, Joe Brady. Steve Ensminger's been coaching football longer than Joe Brady's been alive. Joe Brady now in his first season at LSU, their passing game coordinator, wide receivers coach. Those two working together for the first time, obviously, and it has been a really good decision by Coach O to have put those two minds together.
Yeah, that combination has been really big, and they have gelled so well. Coach O even said, he mentioned to Coach Ensminger, hey, bringing in another guy, are you okay with, expanding this? And he said, absolutely.
Take a look at Winning with Style, brought to you by Belk, and for LSU, it was their longest drive of the year in terms of plays, yards, and time.
Yeah, this 99-yard drive with a bunch of third down conversions in this. Joe Burrow using his legs to pick up some big yards as well, and they come right back and hit you with Jamar Chase on the outside. When you finally get that one-on-one, they make you pay. And we talk about the combination of Coach Ensminger and Joe Brady. This offense is starting to click, and we've seen it throughout the year, but that last drive was indicative of what they can do when they're hitting.
13 plays, 99 yards, 6:42 time of possession. The whistles will stop the play, and I think Utah State needed to take a timeout before the play clock ran out. Speaking of time of possession, LSU has just owned it right now. They're 18 minutes and 16 seconds for 6:49. for Utah State. You just wonder how much this defense can hold up for Utah State with those kind of numbers.
Yeah, and Utah State defense has done a really good job giving up a couple big plays here and there, but they forced LSU to earn pretty much every yard they've gotten, and LSU taking it full field. But like you mentioned, this is a very hot day. They're trying to rotate guys, so defensively, how long can they last going into 4 quarters of this ball game?
Just total of 88 yards for Utah State. Jordan Love, 7 of 16, 95 yards. Had a couple of nice throws, but has really been kept off balance by LSU. They'll bring 4, quick slant. That one is caught by Jordan Nathan. Pick up 4 there. Over the middle, that one is caught. It'll go to Devin Tompkins. That'll move the chains.
This is an offense that prefers to be in this hurry up, go fast, keeps defensively for LSU simplistic.
Trying to get it out to the tight end, Caleb Rep. He'll make the catch, but lose 2 in the process. Patrick Queen making another tackle. Well, there have been 5 tackles for loss today by this LSU defense.
And that's where Utah State cannot live, going east and west. LSU is too fast, too physical going east and west. They got to continue to go north and south like they did on the first two actually plays.
Gerald Bright scoots it out over the 40 to the 43, gain of 7.
Time is
making the tackle.
Time is not a factor. You talked about it earlier, Dave. This is an offense that actually scores faster than LSU does.
Boy, Bright is popped out of bounds by Patrick Queen, who's going sideline to sideline today.
Interesting call here. Coach Anderson looks like he's going for it here on 4th down.
Instead, Coach Anderson will bring out the punt team. Derek Stingley back to return. Well, we've got some great return men in this game today. Stingley averaging almost 12 yards per return. We'll have to wait. 3:02 to go. Timeout on the field.
Gatorade packs carbs to refuel and electrolytes to replenish, so you can bring the heat. Nothing beats Gatorade.
There's a better way to sell your stuff.
Check out Mercari, the selling app. You can sell almost anything. Just take a few pics, add a description, and boom, it's listed. Stuff gone, money in the bank.
Sell it, ship it, and get paid with Mercari.
True South rolls into Beaumont, Texas, a land of lush swamps and smoke-belching refineries, where the first Texas wells spit oil skyward, where man and nature have locked into a 2-century battle, and 2 beloved joints fight to keep alive a barbecue tradition built on link sausages that gush with grease and pork neck bones that locals gnaw like ribs. Coming October 6th, True South.
Hendrick.
We're proud to serve you, Charlotte. Hendrick Automotive Group.
Upon being introduced to the Hendrick organization, I found them to be at a service level that is far superior than others.
Community, commitment, convenience. Hendrick.
I want you to know tonight that God loves you.
Decision America Tour, 7 p.m. October 10th at LP France Stadium in Hickory, and 4 p.m. October 12th at PNC Music Pavilion in Charlotte.
Hendrick.
We're proud to serve you, Charlotte. Hendrick Automotive Group.
Upon being introduced to the Hendrick organization, I found them to be at a service level that is far superior than others.
Community, commitment, convenience. Hendrick.
Doring, Chiz, and Burns coming up at half. We'll start breaking down Auburn, Florida. These guys breaking down very important X's and O's when it comes to LSU and Utah State. So we'll break down some of those games right now. These guys, I can't take them anywhere. How about this also? Les Miles, the Mad Hatter. Oh, by the way, 7-7 against Oklahoma right now. That game up in Lawrence. We'll have highlights for all of SEC stuff coming up at half. Back to David DJ.
Thank you, Peter. 3:02 to go before we get to halftime. LSU up 21-6. Utah State about to punt it away. Here's Callister back to punt. High kick. Stingley will watch this one bounce out of bounds into the cheerleading section. 1st and 10 for LSU. Joe Burrow. So far today is 14 of 18, 187, couple of TDs. Did have that one pick on a pass that probably should have been caught by his tight end on that last drive. 6:37 off the clock, 99 yards. I'd hope that would be the longest because I don't know it's possible to going longer, is it?
Maybe there's a half yard in there somewhere.
1st down and 10. Joe Burrow making his 18th consecutive start. He's 14 and 3, trying to push it to 15 and 3. What a catch from Justin Jefferson, going up top to make the grab at the 47-yard line.
Finally get the 101s now on the outside, creating those 101s on the outside with Cameron Haney. Justin Jefferson, 6'3", 195. Joe Burrow just giving him a chance, and look at the catch.
Davis Price on that carry, picks up 6.
Well, he does a great job on his release going outside, and he creates that outside leverage, and the ball is thrown perfectly inside. And we've seen some next-level catches here by these LSU receivers.
Second down and 4. LSU was starting to click a little bit offensively after that last drive. They picked up a couple of crucial third downs early in the drive. Big hole for Ty Davis Price. He'll have a 1st down at the 30. Give him 11.
We talk about Ty Davis and his strong run right there. He does a great job getting downhill, and he's going to make that safety pay. And you can see the physicality that he runs with every time he touches the football. It's north and south.
Cash Gilliam slow to get up for Utah State. Well, we starting to look at some of these quarterbacks now that we are a third of the way through the season. Obviously, Joe Burrow here at LSU has had a huge impact, but these other guys, 3 of the 4 in this list, by the way, have transferred to their current schools.
Which is a really, really fun thing to talk about, because we asked Joe Burrow about it yesterday, and he said, what if these guys are still at their school? They would be the number 2 guys at their respective schools, and we wouldn't have all this to talk about. And now you got all these guys just looking at it in the Heisman race. He said he loves it.
Little tap pass to Jefferson. He's going to do a 180 and run right into some white jerseys. That is a big loss for LSU of 7. Nick Henninger finally tracks him down.
That Jefferson name means anything to you. Of course, that's younger brother, former quarterback here at the LSU, Justin Jefferson, who played back in 2008 to 2011. I'm sure they had a bunch of times in the backyard. They were throwing passes to each other, wishing they could be in this environment.
Right through the hands of Ty Davis Price. LSU came in averaging 58 points a game.
Utah State came in with a good plan. They gave up a couple deep routes, and that's going to happen. LSU has a way to create those, but Utah State should be pretty excited about how they played in this first half, forcing LSU to earn every big play, every yard, every possession in this ball game.
Incomplete pass, looking for Chase. That'll stop it with 44 seconds.
Yeah, that just didn't look like they were on the same page there. Chase didn't even come off the football like he was running hard. A little miscommunication there by that offense.
So now it'll be 4th down and 17. Kind of in that no man's land. LSU today, you look at the yardage and you're like, okay, pretty good. 343 total, 126 on the ground, 217 through the air, right? I mean, but based on, and these are all relative to what we've seen this season.
I was going to say the same thing when you said it. I was wondering what it came from, but they've had to sustain a lot of drives. They had some penalties that put them behind the chains. So they've had to create that yardage because of some self-inflicted wounds here. And see Coach O decides to punt the football.
First punt of the day for LSU. Back behind Rosenberg. Will hit it into the end zone. Give us a chance to tell you that Monday, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 Central. It's Thinking Out Loud, presented by Regions Bank. Back for another season with Greg McElroy, Marcus Spears. They'll break down the weekend on the gridiron, talk about the hottest topics for the coming week. It's all right here on this very network, and of course you can always see it on the ESPN app.
They got to add Alyssa in there, right? Alyssa's on the Thinking Out Loud show too. She's the moderator in between those two guys, but they do a great job on the show. It's always fun to watch those guys go at it and have a little fun at everybody else's.
Aggies will keep it on the ground, run left side, no gain on the play. Utah State has run for 1 yard here in the first half. And they may want to just get to the locker room.
Lost the yard, 2nd down 11. 19-yard line.
The emphasis for LSU was being able to tackle, but I thought they did a great job of that in the first half, not giving up any big, long plays from missed tackles.
Well, that'll do it for the first half. And don't forget, coming up at halftime, you can watch the live performance of the Golden Band from Tigerland on SEC Network Plus. Start streaming on the ESPN app. It is a 21-6 tally. LSU out in front. On Davenport down on the field waiting for Coach Ogeron. Make his way over to her, and she has the coach now. Dawn?
I sure do. Thank you, Coach. We talked about that Utah State offense, their tempo. How was your defense able to handle it so well that half?
I think our defense played fantastic. I'm so proud of our defense, the way we're tackling, the way we're keeping the ball in front. A little sluggish on offense, but you know what? We've got 60 minutes.
What's the message to your offense when you walk in there?
Keep chopping wood. I believe in this offense. I know they're going to come out on fire in the second half. We play for 60 minutes.
Thank you, Coach.
Go Tigers.
Well, they're averaging 58 points per game. They're also putting up 560 yards of offense. See if they can crank it up in the second half. It's halftime. Let's get you to the studio. Peter?
Thank you, Dave Neal. We've got Chris Doring, Gene Chizik, and myself, Peter Burns, here rolling with you. As I would imagine people are still kind of finishing their beignets over at Coffee Call because it is a little bit of an early kickoff. How much is that? Kind of a sloppy start for LSU, Chiz. Is that the bye week blues or the 11 a.m. kickoff?
It could be a little bit of both, but there's definitely a sluggish start. It could be a little bit of the early start. Could be a little bit. You're coming off of bye week. You don't really know what you're going to get.
They didn't protect the ball early on. Turning the football over was killing their drive.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of the plays that you guys have signaled out in this first first half that really kind of make a difference? I want to step out. You guys go to work.
Well, one of the things that LSU's offense has done really well, Coach, in the first half is converting third down. 6 of 9 with those opportunities, including some really long ones here. Look, we're talking about third and about 15, 16 yards. They're going to have to almost get to the 40-yard line. So that means they're going to have they need great protection to allow those receivers to get down the field. And the concept that we're going to see here is a deep dig. So the inside guy is designed to clear out with an over route. This guy on the hash is just going to run straight through the safety. And then outside, Derek Dillon's got to run that deep dig, cognizant of the fact he's got to get to about the 40-yard line. Again, the protection is going to be the key. Utah State's showing a 5-man rush potentially. They drop back into coverage. Now look at this. Not a white shirt in Joe Burrow's vision, allowing these guys to get down the field, and then the delivery of the precision-like pass for the first down, moving the chains, allowing them to get that rhythm offensively they need.
Yeah, and we talked about having a little bit of a slow start. They've done some really good things defensively. They've done some things that weren't so good. This was earlier in the game, CD. So I want you to note, as this play unfolds, LSU starts right now in a 2-deep zone, which means he has half of the field and he has half of the field. Now, on this pass, you talked about earlier pass rush. It's imperative that you always get a contained rusher to pull the quarterback up. So let's look as this play unfolds. Drop back pass. Now what happens? Nobody's open, but what happens is they lose contain and the quarterback scrambles. When the quarterback scrambles, watch the safety. This safety has his half. The other safety dives down on a potential slant route. Well, when that happens, the wideout on the scramble takes it up. Scramble rules, right? Their rule is when that thing starts getting out of the pocket, somebody get open, and they delivered a big pass on the defense. Sloppy play early, but they're going to make up for it.
What have we been talking about all week long in preparation for Auburn and Florida? It's been the jet sweep and the need for the defense to set the edge. This is a perfect jet sweep formation. As you look at it, you got Jefferson in the number 2 spot. You got stacked backs here to the opposite side, screaming jet sweep, something that LSU hasn't done an awful lot, perhaps something they mixed in the bye week to try to get the playmaker the ball. He's going to come across, he's going to come across here, and watch these two guys release.
Yeah, it's going to
wow, we're having some issues with that. Well, anyway, I'm going to pause it for you when we get the blocking downfield. Look at that, hats on hats. Able to get the edge and allow Jefferson, their best guy with the ball in the hands, or one of the best guys in the ball in the hands, to make some yards with the rushing down the field.
Yeah, it's always good to get a guy like that, any touches that you can get. Now, let's start and look at this. Again, we looked at pass coverage. It was a little bit shaky, right? Now what you're going to see is you're going to see a one-high safety look, and it's going to be man-free. Everybody right here has their man. But I want you to notice Stingley, true freshman, out by himself on his own. As this play unfolds, watch as we're about 2 seconds into the route, they're doing exactly what they need to do. They're funneling their guy to the middle third safety. So what does that leave the quarterback to do? He's got one shot. He's got to throw it out here to the one-on-one on the true freshman. Watch Stingley go up, time this ball perfectly. Now, watch this. The biggest thing, CDs, that these guys mess up on is they don't look for the ball. He's got what we call hip lock. His hip is right on the hip of the wide receiver. He's in perfect position, and there's no panic. As we go, watch him look for the ball, judge the ball, go up and high point the ball. And, hey, all you kids at home, that's how you play the
hip
ball.
Hip lock. That's what I got on you right now. Derek Stingley, unbelievable right now. By the way, Jordan Love, they're projecting him to be a first-round draft pick. Only 100 yards of total offense, something LSU fans have to like. You know what LSU fans also like? The Golden Band from Tigerland. You can go check out the halftime performance over on SEC Network. We got a lot more coming up, or SEC Network Plus, rather. We got a lot more coming up against the first top 10 matchup between Auburn and Florida since 1997. There's one key play that's going to make a big difference. We'll tell you what that is. But Joe Burrow, get your Heisman ready, right? Keep it rolling like that. Out to Derek Dillon, 21-6. Tigers at half.
Selling on Poshmark is crazy simple. All you have to do is post a picture, add a description, add a price, and you're pretty much good to go. Right now I'm selling Air Jordans and Nikes and Adidas, anything really performance related or style related.
Download the free Poshmark app now. When you work out, sweat keeps you cool. But at night, sweat keeps you awake. Introducing the Pod by 8 Sleep, the first and only bed with responsive surface technology, designed to keep you cool all night long. The Pod dynamically adjusts each side of the bed to the ideal temperature for your body, which science shows can help you sleep deeper, leading to optimal mind and body performance. Because the better you sleep, the better you everything. Try the Pod for 100 nights risk-free at 8sleep.com.
Feed the fire. Stoke and fan the flames of the SEC. Here, the fire inside is hungry, always hungry. Allegiance is the spark. Tradition is the ignition, and the chaos is the kindling. Drown out the doubt. Doubt the don't care. Feed the fire, and then feed it more.
Welcome back to SEC Halftime Report. You ready for this one, gentlemen? Bo Nix, Kyle Trask. Just exactly how we thought this season would start. Right now, Auburn Tigers, Florida Gators. First time that the Auburn Tigers have gone down to the Swamp since, 2007.
It's been a while, but they got a murderer's row coming up here in terms of scheduling. Going to Baton Rouge next week, South Carolina after that, and then Georgia to start the month of November. The toughest 4-game stretch that anybody will play all year long.
Bo Nix also, Tale of Two Halves, been getting stronger and stronger. Chiz, is that a lot just that the running game starts opening it up for the Tigers and Nix feels more comfortable?
I think it's a combination of things. Number one, he's getting very comfortable the way Gus is calling plays. I think Gus now is really doing a good job with him in the quarterback run game, and now all of a sudden the play action stuff is opening up, and he had a huge day throwing the ball last week.
Todd Grantham likes to blitz, and they've had success, 24 sacks so far this season.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the key today is put pressure on Bo Nix, and it starts by stopping the run, forcing Bo Nix to try to beat you. I don't know that that's something that the freshman will be able to pull off in the Swamp. That place is going off from what I hear.
1, 2, 3. Kyle Trask, this is going to be his third start, and what do you expect to see as far as how they're going to call it for him, Coach?
Well, I will tell you this. It's all going to depend on how Auburn is playing. You know the defense. It's well documented that their defensive line is the best in the country, and it depends on what they try to do. Is there going to be a lot of pressure on Trask with additional blitzers in there? They're going to try to do it with a 4-man rush. But one thing you can be certain of, they're going to try to get the ball out quick and turn the quick passing game into their run game.
How about the amount of success both of these teams have had in top 10 matchups since 2004? Auburn and Florida, both 13-5. One of that is going to change a little bit later. All right, joining us right now down in the Swamp and getting ready for that is going to be Andrea Adelson, and she's going to talk to us a little bit, guys, about what's happening in this game because it's already fired up. Gainesville fans are ready to go. So, Andrea, when you look at what Kyle Trask and the offensive production he's looking to get against this Auburn defense, what do you expect?
Well, a lot of it is just building on what he's already been able to do in these last couple of starts. He's a guy who doesn't get rattled really easily, but Dan Mullen has stressed all week, you don't need to force things. You don't need to start taking shots down the field. Just take what this defense is going to give you. Maybe they'll run some bubble screens, which is something they used to effect against Mississippi State last year in order to be able to counteract that strong defensive line. The offensive line is actually a better pass blocking unit than it is a run blocking unit. So if Florida can at least give Kyle Trask a little bit of time to see the field and make some plays, make some quick, good decisions, that's all this Florida coaching staff is looking for. Just keep on doing what he's had and found some success doing over these last couple of games.
Yeah, I remember last year in that game against Mississippi State, Felipe Franks threw it 33 times. 15 of those 33 were screens. So we're probably going to see that. On the other side, Bo Nix, true freshman, starting to live up to the hype. What do you expect from him in Gus Malzahn's offense?
Well, I don't expect him to be rattled, that's for sure. That's the one thing everybody talks about with Bo Nix. And I actually spoke with Stan White, who's on the Auburn radio broadcast team, and beat Florida in 1993 when he was the starting quarterback. And I asked him, look, what do you expect out of Bo Nix? Because it is going to be loud. And he said, I know he's made some starts in some environments that have been loud, like Texas A&M. He passed that with flying colors, but it is louder in the Swamp when it is full than any place he has seen so far this season. And so if Florida can get pressure on him, be aggressive. He's only completing 24% of his passes when he's feeling pressure. I think that's going to be a big part of his game plan. And if they do that, that crowd is going to continue to be in this game, and it could be loud, and it could be something where maybe he does get a little bit rattled going into the fourth quarter.
Looking forward to that one. Thank you, Andrea. And guys, this one right now, the highest ticket prices on the secondary market since 2012 for a game at the Swamp. And Auburn Tigers have had speed to burn. Since Anthony Schwartz is getting back in here, he's been a difference maker.
Yeah, as he's gotten healthier and healthier, his role has expanded a little bit more. And a couple weeks ago, when they went to College Station, they kind of debuted that speed, and it has changed that offense completely. Let's take a look at that game against Texas A&M. Auburn likes to run that outside zone, pulling both guards. Texas A&M has a perfect defense on. They're going to blitz up the middle, roll the safety down, and effectively be able to stop one of Auburn's best plays. The problem is Auburn's got the counter punch called. The defensive end that's supposed to keep contained completely goes for the backside or the outside zone play, leaving Schwartz to be able to get to the edge and watch the speed. Splits the safeties. Those guys have no idea how fast Schwartz is, able to get to the end zone without even being touched by one Texas A&M defender. Now, here's another thing they like to do, a little gimmicky. Two quarterbacks in the game at this point in time. That's Nix on the outside. Gatewood, known for his running. And how about the unbalanced formation with Cam Martin in that speed sweep spot? A&M's defense is completely messed up. Don't even recognize the unbalanced formation. Everybody's looking at either the speed sweep or the quarterback boot, leaving two wide receivers open in the end zone for the touchdown. Not exactly how you want to defend.
Dealer's choice?
Dealer's choice, as you would like to say. Exactly, no doubt. It's not going to be easy. I can't wait for the chess game between both of these defensive coordinators, Kevin Steele and Todd Grantham. For Grantham, how dangerous, do you just run everything in the kitchen sink at Bo Nix and hope he kind of breaks a little bit?
No, and Todd's one of the best in the business, and I can promise you the first thing he talked about this week was setting the edges of the defense for what you just saw CD break down, right? If you don't set the edges of the defense and funnel Schwartz and everybody else, Eli Stove, that runs the jet sweep, if you don't funnel that back inside, that's problem number one. The second thing he's got to do, he's got to account for the quarterback in every defense for the quarterback run game, because you've seen Bo Nix now start to be involved more in the quarterback run game. And number three, be very judicious in when and how you pressure, which Todd will, because that's where you become vulnerable on these huge explosive plays. Those are the three main events for Todd Grantham going into this game.
Also wanted to see if Florida can actually run the ball, something they haven't had a whole lot of success coming in so far. All right, LSU fans, I know you're watching halftime of this one. We're going to show you a highlight that a little outside the footprint you might be interested in. Jalen Hurts, 6th-ranked Oklahoma, visiting Kansas. We're not going to talk about what happened with Snoop Dogg on the basketball court, but we will talk about Les Miles, the Mad Hatter, dialing up some offense. You know what they've always said? You just can't stop Les Miles' offense. You can only hope to contain it, right, Chiz?
Oh, yes.
That's what it is.
That forever.
Jayhawks up 7-0, but Jalen Hurts, after the Sooners will go out there and tie it up 14. Sound a little closer than a lot of people expected there, Steve.
Yeah, obviously a game that Oklahoma may be taking a peek ahead on the schedule for Texas down the road here next week.
LSU doesn't want to do that because they've got, Florida coming up the following week as well. So you guys will be breaking down all of the games coming up, including that Auburn, Florida, Vandy, Ole Miss. Some great games tonight. 10:30 p.m. Eastern over on the SEC Network. Derek Stingley Jr. playing like senior right now. 21-6, all Tigers at the break.
My son needs this drug. I hope it doesn't cost too much. I hope my insurance pays for it. Can you tell me how much this will be?
$67.
Sorry.
Wait, have you heard about GoodRx? GoodRx finds free coupons to help you save up to 80% on your prescriptions.
Wow. I had no idea.
GoodRx. Stop paying too much for your prescriptions.
Now that we're banking with Chime, we get paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit.
And there are no hidden fees, so it's way easier to stay on top of our money.
And do more of the things we love.
Yeah, more of the things we love.
Friendship Express coming on through. Yeah, keep moving, buddy. Hey, it's good to see you here. Right? I know, I didn't know I'd be here. But then I saw you guys on social media.
Start banking with Chime today at Chime.com.
LSU has a vision for tomorrow. One that shows what fierce can do. Out of love for our neighbors and pride in our state, we give all we have. because ours is a spirit without equal, unyielding, unstoppable, making our big world a much better world. LSU, fierce minds, fierce hearts, fierce for the future.
What's most important in life is not where you are, but in what direction you're moving.
He was here to win championships.
We took on his nature, that swagger, that cockiness.
We all grew up Bear Bryant guys. We felt like we got the next best thing in Gene Stallings.
Intercepted by Langham.
Here we were sitting on a 22-game win streak with zero respect.
George State is after him and runs him down.
And so I could be happy in this school with football.
2-game win streak with zero respect.
George State is after him and runs him down.
And so I could be happy in this school if football doesn't work out. Chose Tennessee, and the rest is history.
Each and every week it gets even better. Saturdays in the South. Tuesday, 9 p.m. Chris Doring is going to be on that episode. I can't wait.
God, when is that?
Maybe he'll sign an autograph for everybody. That'd be cool. Yes. I want these autographs. Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase. Sweeter than Raising Cane's after a night out at Bogey's. 21-6 Tigers at the break.
Tecovas does some things the way they've always been done. We make traditional Western boots. As for everything else, we went our own way. Handmade with the highest quality leathers, sold only direct to you for a fair price. With free shipping, returns, and exchanges, and service that would make our grandmothers proud. Everything we do is for you. Find your pair at tecovas.com.
Being selected as the SEC Professor of the Year has been terribly moving. These are very exciting times in physics and astronomy. LSU has been supporting research on gravitational waves for decades. We can look at the beginning of the universe with the instruments we have now. One of the things I liked about coming to LSU as a professor and not just as a scientist is that I love interacting with students. That's how we build the future.
It's me, your Uncle Cooper, and this is a Cooper tire. Great tire. Now, it's not going to cook you a pot roast, but it will stop when you hit the brakes. And these truck tires can stop on average 10 feet shorter than other tires on a wet road. See, the trick is in the grip, and these tires grip like my handshake. Look, I'm your uncle. I love you. I want you to stop when you need to. Doesn't matter if it's for a red light or a duckling. So go with the Coopers. Cooper! And never start something you can't stop.
This is Kate.
Hey.
She takes 2 prescriptions. Kate's son Jack takes 1 too. Kate works hard and thought she had good insurance. But she still pays too much. That's no good. So Kate downloaded the GoodRx app. Now she can compare prescription prices to find the best discounts. She
Good look at the LSU locker room. Tigers 21-6. Joe Burrow continuing his strong performance this afternoon here at Tiger Stadium, as this is SEC football presented by Allstate. Dave Neal back alongside my quarterback, DJ Shockley. And, well, Joe Burrow has completed 20 or more passes in 7 straight games. If he makes it 8, school record, he has completed 16 of 22 today. What do you make of Joe in the first half?
Well, I thought he was good in those critical moments. 6 of 9 on third down. They got 47 plays in his ball game and 2 for 2 in the red zone. He's been efficient enough to get them into good plays. And here's a good example of it. They're going to run a little in route, but it's him reading that inside linebacker, understanding he's coming up on that shorter route, and now he has the in cut right behind it. And this is another third down conversion here, just understanding where to go with the football by using his eyes. Here he understands with the zone read concept. The safety bites on the zone. Now he has one-on-one on the outside with Jamar Chase. And that safety comes up. Now you give your guy a chance to throw the football down the field, and he makes it pay off with a big touchdown.
It is a blistering hot day. Hopefully this will be the last very hot day of 2019. We shall see about that, but we could definitely use a cold front.
Man, it has been steamy last few weeks.
Probably going to see some empty seats here at Tiger Stadium with this heat Index getting up over 100. Of course, Utah State not used to this. It was 40 degrees back in Logan, Utah. Gary Anderson comes out of that locker room and just hit by the heat, but Dawn still had a chance to catch up with him.
Yeah, hit by the heat, but also a little disappointed in what they are doing offensively. This Utah State staff talked about how important it was on early downs for them to get ahead, to be able to do what they wanted to do offensively, and that has not been the case. He said, I don't know if we need to call better plays or what the deal is, but we've got to be better on third down, which means we got to be better on first and second. Other side of the ball, guys, he was pretty happy with how they were able to affect Joe Burrow. He said, we're throwing a lot at him, a lot of pressures. That needs to continue.
Well, they come out, run the football, and lose another yard. They are going backwards. They are now 10 rushes for minus a yard today.
That's the total opposite of what Don just talked about, is being good on first and second down. Now, his second down must be a positive play because you were not successful on first down trying to run the football.
Jordan Love. Nice tight spiral just off the fingertips. Jordan Love in that first half. 11 out of 20, 106 yards. Just hasn't had much of an opportunity to really show what he can do today. Just LSU has just owned the football. That time of possession has just been crazy today. 20 minutes and 30 seconds to 9:23. I mean, those are just staggering numbers.
And that's what makes every possession for Utah State very important.
And look, Utah State, they're going to lose the time of possession battle almost every game.
Yeah.
False start on the offense, number 72. 5-yard penalty, third down.
But today's numbers are just super exaggerated. And that is not a good start. Back him up 5 more after you lose a yard on a run and then an incomplete pass. So third down and 16. Hard to convert these.
Yeah, not many plays in the playbook for third and 16 against a front like this that's working on getting his pass rush and wants to ramp it up here knowing you're going to throw the football.
Well, LSU is all over that. Gerald Bright trying to catch that football, turn and run, but he'd run right into some purple jerseys.
Yeah, trying to set up a screen there. Not many plays you have in the book. It's either screen or draw on third and long, and I think LSU knew exactly what was coming, and almost had an interception there by Caleb on chasing.
Pierce Callister back to punt it away. High short kick. Fair catch called for by Derek Stingley. So short field coming up for LSU and Joe Burrow. As we look at our QB comparison, how about 217 in the first half, and that's your worst half in terms of yardage.
And Dave, I think it goes back to what you just talked about. Just the lack of opportunities for Jordan Love is why his numbers look the way they do. But Joe Burrow has been the efficient one, and he's had to go 99 yards on one particular drive. But he's been the guy that's gotten him in and out of good plays.
From the 47. Jefferson. He got hit. Lost a shoe. But still gets it to the 45 of Utah State.
That's a throw we saw in the first half. He missed. He was throwing that same route to the field in the first half and missed it. Good job of converting it there.
Gain of a yard. Joe Burrow completing 80% of his passes coming into this game. Will keep it on the ground and pick up the first down.
First down, the Tigers, 40-yard line.
Burrow all day to throw. Going to the end zone. No flags on the play. Crowd wanted one. It looked like Derek Dillon just kind of maybe got his cleat caught in the ground. I mean, it was just kind of he just fell down.
Yeah, I love this no call here. The ball's thrown a little bit inside, and you see
feet
tangled up right there.
Yep.
And not able to really make a play on the football. The fans were booing, but that's a really good call there, not throwing that. Just seeing his feet get tangled at the end. And Dave, we talked about Joe Burrow and what he means to this team and offense. Coach O pointed to that big win last year versus Georgia that really gave him the confidence, and that's when he kind of warned his teammates over there in that big win.
LSU will take a timeout
LSU.
as the play clock was winding down. So we'll take it with them. 12:48 to go, third quarter.
What does it mean to be the official bank of the SEC? It means Regions is your bank for waking up with the sun, pulling all-nighters, paying your dues, putting in the work, and getting where you want to go. We're officially cheering on the most passionate fans. Because we're the bank that understands the greatness is in the grind. Regions, official bank of the SEC.
Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Go State!
Go State! State!
State? His first words. You are my son.
State!
State stinks.
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
Who do you think of when I say hero? Is it someone in a cape or is it someone you know? In SEC country, being a hero means tutoring a struggling student, feeding hungry neighbors in your community, or showing up at a hospital to make a child's day a little brighter. Heroes are all around us, and Belk wants to celebrate them with what we're calling Project Hometown Heroes. We'll show you everyday heroes that are strengthening the communities around the SEC. Now, who do you think of when I say hero? Learn more at belk.com/Project Hometown.
Feed the fire. Stoke and fan the flames of the SEC. Here, the fire inside is hungry, always hungry. Allegiance is the spark. Tradition is the ignition, and the chaos is the kindling. Drown out the doubt. Doubt that don't care. Feed the fire, and then feed it more.
From the Grove at Oxford, Mississippi, Hotty Toddy.
Swing out in Beaumont. True South. Welcome to Beaumont.
True South presented by Yellowwood. Tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern Time, right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. LSU on the move, leading it 21-6. Second down and 10. Tigers just had to take a timeout as the play clock was winding down.
See there, Utah State checks when LSU checks. Different look here for Joe Burrow. See if he makes the right decision.
Quick hitter gets to Justin Jefferson, and he'll pick up 5 to the 35-yard line. So now it'll be third down. David Woodward, by the way, making that tackle. He is now up to 12 today. He came in leading the Mountain West and third in the FBS, averaging almost 14 tackles a game.
Yeah, three of the 4 games of the season, double-digit tackles.
Had a career-high 24, did Woodward, against Wake Forest in their opening game loss. Burrow trying to get out of trouble. Has the first down. making something out of nothing, gains 9.
Just love what Joe does inside the pocket here. Doesn't like anything down the field, doesn't force it, still keeping his eyes down the field to throw the football, but finally says, all right, I'm going to go do it myself and get it with my legs. It's a great decision there to not throw that ball into any bad coverage, but just to go pick it up with his own legs.
This time he'll hand it off to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Spinning around, still driving. He'll get it inside the 20-yard line, a gain of 6. But Joe Burrow came in. And now, of course, you got to factor in sack yardage here, but had 19 carries for 20 yards on the season. Today, Mr. Burrow has 10 rushes for 42 yards.
Second and 4 at the 20-yard line.
Just continues to every week put good things on tape. Good things for defenses to have to worry about. Now you have to really account for him using his legs when things break down.
So play action. Burrow comes underneath. Pass caught by Moss. He is tripped up inside the 15 by DJ Williams. That'll be a gain of 9 and a first down.
That is Moss telling Randy Moss. That's something they want to get the tight ends more involved in. Usually the tight ends have been attached, so they haven't gotten tons of footballs this season.
Edwards-Helaire. He's inside the 5. Yeah, it was interesting talking to Joe Burrow. We said, so who comes back in the huddle and says, I'm open, give me the ball? And he hesitated for a moment, and he goes, the entire tight end group.
Tight ends love the ball. I remember when I played, tight ends were always open. They thought they should get the football more than they did. It's just a growing thing with tight ends, I guess.
Edwards-Helaire will check to the left side of Joe Burrow. On a second down, they get the first down just inside the 2-yard line. Burrow batted down at the line of scrimmage. Nick Henniger breaks up that pass. It'll be third down.
Look at the balance here from LSU's offense. And this is surprising because of the fact LSU has been throwing the football for the first 4 games, but coming to this ball game, they mentioned they wanted to be able to run the football, and there has been an emphasis in this ball game to run it.
Burrow scanning the field. Pressure comes. Back across the middle. Touchdown. LSU give that one to Justin Jefferson.
Talked about earlier, Jordan Love creating plays with his legs in the scramble drill. This is Joe Burrow doing the exact same thing, and Justin Jefferson being available for him in the end zone. And good job of Burrow keeping his eyes downfield. And LSU converting there for a big touchdown.
Cade York to attempt the point after. 3 touchdown passes today for Joe Burrow. Gives him 20 on the season. Point after's up and good. Now a 28-6 LSU lead.
Joe Burrow having to go a little off schedule here. Use his legs, thinking about running, but finding Justin Jefferson for another touchdown. LSU up big.
Hey, my name is George, and I love the Chick-fil-A grilled nuggets. It's like me grilling at home. It tastes very similar to that, except the seasoning. I probably can't season it as well as Chick-fil-A does. The chicken's super tender, and honestly, the best nuggets I've ever tasted.
My name is Meredith, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese is the oven-toasted, cheesy top layer. If home had a flavor, it would be Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese. I'm passionate about it.
Gear up for fall at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Sleep cool this summer with the Pod by 8 Sleep, the first and only bed that dynamically cools your body to the ideal temperature, which science shows can help you sleep deeper, leading to optimal mind and body performance. Get the Pod today at 8sleep.com.
Man was not meant to fly. For years, this was taken quite literally. We belong to this earth, moving 3 yards at a time. Until
Alpha Bravo Foxtrot, you are clear for takeoff.
Man took flight.
Going to throw out of the end zone, going deep. It's caught. Oh, my!
And never look down or back.
Saturdays in the South, the history of SEC football, Part 6, Tuesday at 9 on SEC Network, presented by Regions Bank.
LSU has pushed their lead to 22 as we take a look at today's Capital One rewarding performance.
Yeah, the emphasis in this ball game has been the tackling. LSU has swarmed to the football, and not many guys have been able to break any tackles from the LSU stingy defense today. Coming in, 27 missed tackles in their last 2 ball games today. They have been on task and been on point.
Only 2 missed tackles for that man's defense, Dave Aranda. 7 tackles behind the line, which has resulted in -1 rushing for Utah State.
First down, 25-yard line.
You know, talking to Ed Ogeron about why there were so many missed tackles, it's not the guys don't want to. You know, they want to get their nose in there. We've heard that a lot, like coaches saying that we just got to work on our tackling. It's been a real struggle, this open field tackling. We need better leverage. And he says it's because the way the game has changed. It's hard to stop a wide receiver in a one-on-one situation in the open field.
Yeah, he's calling it basketball on grass, which is what it is. Spread offenses.
Here the pile drives for the first down out to the 37-yard line. A little gain of 12 on that first down catch by Scarver.
But you're right, Dave. These spread offenses are just putting guys in space and forcing you to tackle. And he talked about a lot of it is guys just knowing where their help is. If you got outside leverage, you got help inside, there's no need for you to jump inside. That's kind of been the issue for him.
Riley Burt, the transfer from BYU, picks up 6 yards. Chason makes that tackle. First time we've called his name out for a stop today. Returning from injury. They'll run with Burt again. He's out to the 45. It'll be 3rd down and about a yard.
When we came to this ball game, the key for Utah State offensively, they wanted to establish their own pace. This looks like the pace they want to play with a big 3rd down.
I don't think they got it. They're going to be shy. Grant Delpit comes up from his safety spot. He said we could expect to see him a little bit more at the line of scrimmage today.
Yeah, we've seen him everywhere from the high hole in the middle of the field to playing linebacker that time up on the line of scrimmage. And when we talked to him yesterday, he talked about my biggest strength is my versatility. I can play anywhere on this defense, anywhere in the secondary. And he just showed you right there with another phenomenal tackle to stop this Utah State offense on 3rd down.
High kick from Callister. Fair catch called for and taken by Stingley. 35-yard punt. As we take a look at the smoothest play brought to you by Velveeta.
Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, these receivers are ready for the National Football League. And when you got a quarterback giving those guys an opportunity, they know they're going to have chances to make plays. Justin Jefferson going up, making a big grab. This offense with those 2 guys, and they're missing Terrence Marshall as well, but those 2 guys have not slowed down their pace of putting a lot of pressure on opposing defenses.
Jefferson, 8 catches, 116 yards on 9 targets. Of course, has that touchdown. Coming into this game, LSU had 19 players with a catch. 19 guys had caught a ball. 11 had scored a touchdown through the air. Boy, good running by John Emery. Gain of 13. See if LSU can grind out another long drive. That's been the story for LSU today. They came in averaging 2 minutes and 17 seconds on scoring drives. But they have 3 of their touchdown drives have been over 4 minutes today. Burrow has to drop it off underneath. Pass is caught by Moss. Gain of 3. There it is. They're 14th in the country.
And Dave, you know what? I don't think that's a bad thing. If you're going into the bulk of your season in SEC play, things are not going to happen as fast as they've been happening. The fact that they've been able to grind out some tough drives shows them they have the wherewithal to do so if they need to.
Pass is dropped across the middle, trying to hit Racy McMath.
And to be honest, everything has been kind of easy for this LSU offense in the first 4 games. Yeah, Texas gave them a nice run, but they still were able to move the football with ease and do what they wanted to. This is a good ball game to show them they have to grind out a few drives if they have to.
3rd down coming up for LSU. Utah State bringing some heat. Burrow felt it, runs away from it. Jefferson can't hang on to it, a little bit behind him. He's mad. Both of them mad they couldn't make that one work.
As they should be. They both saw it. Burrow saw the pressure coming off the edge, knowing he wasn't able to get him. Troy Leffers brings the pressure off his right side and just underthrows Jefferson just a little bit. That's a play they probably make every single day in practice.
Jordan Nathan back to return this punt. There's a flag. Utah State went after it. What they got was Zach Van Rosenberg.
Wow, I'm not sure how they missed that football. They had 2 or 3 guys that were right on Van Rosenberg and unable to get the football, but like you mentioned, got all of him.
Van Rosenberg just turned 29 years old, the 5th oldest player in college football after spending 6 years in minor league baseball. Just showed up on campus. We were talking to Coach O about it yesterday. He goes, he literally just showed up. We didn't have any idea. He's like, hey, I think I might be able to punt. And they let him punt a little bit, and they were like, oh, we might be onto something.
Hey, Coach O, can I play? Can I play for your team, please? Can I talk to you for a second? Looks like all these young 18 and 19-year-olds trying to take my leg off here.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker, number 11. That's a 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
About to come right in here, right through the middle. I'm not even sure how he missed that football because the ball was still on his foot here. Just barely missed it. His ankle was bad. His ankle was at his thigh, not at his foot. They tell you to go at his foot when you're trying to block a kick. And if he goes at the foot of it, I think he gets the block. But
yeah, he was there.
He was there.
But instead, it puts the defense back on the field for Utah State. The first down in Aggie territory at the 49-yard line.
Last thing you want to do is give these guys more possessions.
There goes John Emery, cuts it back. Pick up 7.
Emery carries the ball, tackled by
LSU now with 419 yards of offense. 173 of that on the ground. And you can add some more. Good running right there from Emery, who gets flipped in the air as he gets to the 32-yard line and a first down.
LSU's never had an issue with finding a running back, and Emery is next in line. And look at the vision. Look at the cut. He has some natural ability, and you can see when he runs the football, not only is he physical downhill with it, but he can make you miss.
Off the left side for 3. We're actually seeing number 70, Ed Ingram, at left guard right now. Ed We were told yesterday, and even Coach O said at his press conference, that Ed Ingram, who's been out for 14 months, had an off-the-field situation, had some charges brought against him. Those charges were dropped. He was cleared of everything, so he was brought back into the program. Played a lot as a freshman in 2017, nothing last year. He spent the last 2 weeks trying to get ready. We thought he was going to start, but only played one possession in that first half. But he's playing quite a bit here in the second half as Emery makes the catch and stays on his feet and lost the football. And Utah State thought they had it. Maybe they do. Lethbridge was in there. He may have come up with the football when it's all said and done.
Well, there's anything that Coach O would be extremely mad and disappointed about is the fact they put the ball on the ground so many times a day. Punches that football out. Utah State with a big key stop here. Now getting the football back.
My son needs this drug. I hope it doesn't cost too much. I hope my insurance pays for it. Can you tell me how much this will be? $67. Sorry. Wait, have you heard about GoodRx? GoodRx finds free coupons to help you save up to 80% on your prescriptions. Wow. I had no idea.
GoodRx. Stop paying too much for your prescriptions.
From the Grove in Oxford, Mississippi, Hotty Toddy.
How do you tell a story about a great company? Is it possible to capture that feeling? Of course. And it starts by meeting the local characters. This story is about a group of people dedicated to serving their community. And in this story, customers become friends, and friends become family. At Acosta, it's always been about the people. So stop in and say hello. We welcome you to be a part of our story.
I told him I'd only go there with him. I knew it was a lie as soon as I said it.
We like to watch.
My parents don't understand.
I'm definitely a screamer. It used to be just me and her.
But more people makes it more fun.
Football at Hooters. All the games, all season. Crazy good wings, ice cold beer, and the best fans on the planet. Hooters.
ESPN Plus is your home for thousands of live events and exclusive originals. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com.
Well, Utah State creates another turnover. A couple of fumble recoveries and interception today. The Aggies will have it right around the 19-yard line as they start this drive. Trying to get this, what had been a pretty high-powered offense, cranked up. Catch made by Carson Terrell, and here's a look at that fumble. Metzenheimer came in and kind of forced that. His second forced fumble today. Lethbridge scooped it up.
That was the old Peanut Tillman from the Bears punch right there, punching that football out.
No gain on that, so now you're looking at third down as Utah State goes fast. Love. And just like that, it's fourth down.
And here's the thing, that hurts your defense more than anything because you're kind of come right back on the field again after a quick 3 and out. It's the only thing with the up-tempo offense is you're not getting first downs, you're not moving the chains, puts your defense in a very, very precarious spot.
Offensive coordinator Mike Sanford said to us, we were meeting with them, that he's not going to change who they are and what they do.
There's Stingley Jr., deep for the Tigers.
Wobbly kick, fair catch called for by Stingley. Will take it at the 37-yard line. 41-yard punt. Let's go downstairs, check in with Dawn. I'm still surprised you're upright at this point, Dawn. It's so hot.
Barely. Let me tell you, though, about this Utah State defense. I've been watching them the entire game. They look a little quieter, not as much communication here on this sideline, a little more sluggish when they're standing up, and a lot of that could have to do with the heat. I tell you what, it is brutal down here, and you're looking at a team that practiced in weather with a high of 56 all week long, so that is a stark difference. Their head athletic trainer, Mike Williams, told me they tried to pour electrolytes into them all week long, but it is so hot down here, and that defense has been out there a while.
Dawn, last week we were at Vanderbilt. It was like 120-something on the turf there. Are we close to that here? Does it feel like that here?
And are you turning into Babs down there, not Dawn now?
Yes, because it is so hot. Let me tell you this. Vandy has that turf, so that makes it a little hotter. There's a little bit of a breeze here, but, man, it is brutal. I can't believe it's October down here.
Let's hope this is our last hot day. I think I'm speaking for everybody in the South.
I hope.
28-6, LSU out in front. Of course, night game next week for LSU. The Gators come to town. Burrow. Well, he is so calm in these situations where he's flushed out of the pocket. His eyes are always down the field. To me, that's one of the things I noticed Joe Burrow from last year to this year, just the calmness that he has.
Yeah, and where a lot of quarterbacks get frustrated or get flustered inside the pocket when their first or second read is not there, he continues to still look down the field and doesn't get all antsy inside the pocket like you see some guys do. And he has grown tremendously as a quarterback in 1 year.
But a third down coming up, 3rd down and 6. LSU 9 out of 13 on conversions today. And they get number 10. Burrow trying to make it happen. Pass is caught there by Jamar Chase. Breaks the tackle, has that first down to the Aggie 40-yard line. A gain of 19 yards.
I mean, it's tough for a defensive backfield to cover this long. And Jamar Chase comes back to his quarterback. And Utah State now has 8 missed tackles in this ball game after Jamar Chase makes another guy miss near the sideline.
Homegrown product, Caden Anderson out of Logan, Utah. A little slow to get up in front of that LSU bench. We'll step aside for a moment as LSU is on the move again.
This is Fracture. Just upload an image, place your order, and it'll show up at your door, beautifully printed directly on glass. And this isn't just another frame, not just another canvas. This is new. This is a Fracture. Visit FractureMe.com and print one today.
Support your favorite college at Fanatics.com. The largest assortment of officially licensed fan gear from more than 500 colleges. Every conference, every team. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
Sleep cool this summer with the Pod by 8 Sleep, the first and only bed that dynamically cools your body to the ideal temperature, which science shows can help you sleep deeper, leading to optimal mind and body performance. Try the Pod for 100 nights risk-free at 8sleep.com.
Boy, you hate to see that for Caden Anderson, the junior defensive tackle, being helped off the field as LSU converted another 3rd down. Now 10 out of 14. Joe Burrow, a big part of that, using his feet and his arm to convert this afternoon.
Yeah, that's where he's been special. And the off-schedule plays are where Joe Burrow, I think, has grown as well. He's been good inside the pocket, but when things break down, he's still able to make a quality decision and a big play to help this offense.
First down and 10 from the 39. So play action for Burrow. Going up top toward the end zone. Jefferson is there, makes another catch. Oh my goodness, Justin Jefferson with his 2nd touchdown catch of the day. This one goes for 39 yards.
It's almost unfair to watch these guys run routes and Joe Burrow put him up the bat. not enough for DJ Williams on the outside for Utah State, and Burrow drops another perfect throw for a touchdown to Justin Jefferson.
Burrow putting up some more impressive numbers, 24 of 35, 315, and 4 more touchdown passes. Can't forget he has one rushing today from a yard out. Going after, up and good to make it a 35-6 game.
It's a switch route. He's going to start here, run right down the sideline. You're going to get a switch route coming inside, and they get confused and watch Justin Jefferson go down this right sideline, and nobody is there. And just a perfectly thrown football on their right side shoulder. Corner gets look inside, and look at the eyes of Joe Burrow. Eye that safety down, give his receiver a chance, and then at the end, Justin Jefferson with the late hands to get his hands up to make that play. Semi-happy that Joe Burrow.
Jefferson with another touchdown reception. That is 7 this season for Justin Jefferson. 9 catches, 155. Tell you what, these numbers, at the end of the day, you're going to look at these numbers, and I think anybody that's watched this game from beginning to this point anyway said it hasn't been as crisp as LSU has played, but the numbers tell you otherwise. I mean, they've rushed for a season-high 190. They've thrown for over 300 again. They're at 505 total yards and 35 on the scoreboard with a quarter and change left.
Oh, they're going to say, Joe only completed 68%. He can complete 80%, but 68 is pretty darn good. Joe has been able to use his arm, his legs to create for this offense, and it's been pretty special to watch. When things aren't there, he makes something happen, but when he has an opportunity to put his receivers up the bat, he does a great job doing so. The extra play, off-schedule plays are what make Joe Burrow the next type of big quarterback in the Southeastern Conference and in the country. LSU is rolling right now.
Jamar Chase had 4 touchdown receptions against Vanderbilt. Justin Jefferson has a couple here today. Those 2 guys have combined on the year for 13 touchdown catches.
Right there, the ball.
There's another team over in this Western Conference with some pretty good receivers, and LSU was trying to throw their hat in the ring and say, hey, we got some pretty good receivers over here as well that you got to pay attention to.
Now, I know there's a long way before we get there, all right? I mean, LSU has got a tough schedule coming up. First down for the Aggies. Catch made by Tompkins. Of course, Florida will be here next week, but, I mean, if things play out and we get to early November and Alabama and LSU are sitting there undefeated, can you imagine what that's going to be like?
Got to go to Tuscaloosa.
Interception by LSU in Aggie territory. That one is going to set LSU up right around the 44-yard line. Vincent comes up with the pick.
Yeah, this is just a frustration throw. I haven't had many throws down the field. You can see Jordan Love is covered like a blanket pretty much. Vincent does a great job there of really sitting in that hip pocket, and when he throws the football, breaks on it. I think that was the throw that Love would want back. But he hasn't had many opportunities today to throw the football down the field, so I don't blame him trying to pick one in there.
Ty Davis-Price back on the field at running back. And he'll take it inside the 40 down to the 39-yard line. We're talking about that LSU schedule. Obviously, Florida's here next week. Then they're at Mississippi State. I mean, let's just say Auburn keeps rolling. They are undefeated. They'll come in here the end of October. That could be a massive game. And then you get a week off if you're LSU, and then you go to Alabama.
No rest for the weary in this league right here. You got to be ready to play every single week, and the West has turned out to be a really, really tough conference.
First down run for Ty Davis-Price. But this is what's in store for LSU over the next 4 games. Now, nobody plays a more difficult stretch than Florida, which starts today against Auburn. But this, in its own right, has a lot of potholes in it, right? If you're not playing at a high level.
Yeah, I mean, a good thing for LSU. They get Florida, they get Auburn in their own building, and it's going to be live. We know night game next week for LSU and what that means for the fan base here. But going to Tuscaloosa, but it's going to be a tough schedule. That's why they're hoping to be clicking on all cylinders before they get there.
Quick hit is caught. Stephon Sullivan will pick up 8.
To the 26-yard line.
Sullivan's 8th grab of the year, up over 100 yards. The senior out of Donaldsonville, Louisiana.
Woodward made the stop. But an Aggie shaken up at the 25-yard line.
Keeping LAI down. He's injured. The senior out of Euless, Texas, transferred in from TCU. That's something that Gary Anderson was able to do, fill some holes. They lost a bunch of players from that 11-2 team. He went out and got some transfers, some graduate transfer guys that were ready for plug-and-play type situation. And there's one of them right there in LAI.
You give Utah State a lot of credit. I mean, they come into this game 3-1. They should have started the season at Wake Forest and had a chance to win that ball game late and just couldn't finish it off. This is a good football team that competes hard, and they've done it today, just a little overmatched by this LSU team.
LSU will let the clock wind to 0 and wrap up the third quarter. A couple of touchdowns for the LSU offense to push this lead to 35-6. Man, we've seen a lot of those type of graphics this whole season for LSU. Just domination offensively. Today, the defense adding on.
Gatorade packs carbs to refuel and electrolytes to replenish, so you can bring the heat. Nothing beats Gatorade.
We can't tell you how to celebrate, but we can give you a winning smile for 60% less than braces. Go from this to this, or this to this. Join over 500,000 satisfied grinners. No braces, no office visits, no paying a fortune. Get started today at SmileDirectClub.com.
Old Trapper Beefs. Fake protein.
Guys, can we take a quick protein break? Protein City. I got my beans, my bars, my goos, my clumps, my fizz. I don't know what that one is, but you want in? I'm good, man. I think Goop was a bad choice.
Old Trapper, what's your beef?
It's Velveeta shells and cheese versus the other guys. Clearly, Velveeta melts creamier.
Hey, I'm Zach, CEO of Roman. Some health issues are tough to talk about. With Roman, you can go online, chat with a physician, and if treatment is right for you, we'll ship FDA-approved medication right to your door. Roman, let's take care of it.
I've scored some pretty good deals on Poshmark, like the Bread Air Jordan 1. This is my favorite sneaker of all time. So I was able to find a pair really easily without spending a crazy amount of money.
Get $5 off your first order. Download the free Poshmark app now and use offer code LOVEPOSH.
So here's the deal. Somewhere along the way, Western boots got too expensive. And the styles? Well, Tecovas fixed that. We make handcrafted, high-quality Western boots from the finest materials for a fair price. With free shipping, returns, and exchanges, and service that would make our grandmothers proud. From comfort to quality to price, value is one of our values. Find your pair only at Tecovas.com.
From the Grove in Oxford, Mississippi, Hotty Toddy.
Well, we'll flash it back. 5th-ranked LSU went into Gainesville this time last year, 5-0 record. But the Gators would score all their points after the first quarter, including a pick-6 by Brad Stewart Jr. Helped seal the deal for the Gators. 36 seconds left in that game. Florida won 27-19 with Florida DC Todd Grantham jumping around like crazy in that one. That'll be next in line for this LSU team. Be the first time Florida's been here since that goal line stand by the Gators. Jim McElwain was running the show for Florida at the time. You know, it's so different when you start to see the numbers between Florida and LSU. But you just watch Joe Burrow. This time a year ago, you know, against the Gators, he was 19 of 34, 192, couple of picks. It is a completely different guy in this offense.
Yeah, I mean, just when you talk to him, the calmness he has about this offense and what he feels at the line of scrimmage is he has full authority at the line of scrimmage to do whatever he wants to get him in a good play.
It's Moss with it, who drives inside the 10. Coach O yesterday, though, said he has full authority if I like it.
Yeah. It all goes back to the head man. Yeah, he can do what he wants if I like it. That was funny.
Not much there for Ty Davis-Price. He'll actually lose a couple of yards.
What you can see, Joe is completely in command at all times of this offense. And he said he knew back in the spring this offense could be special. Coach Joe said it was a scrimmage right before the spring game where the offense completed 80% of his passes, where he knew this offense could do some things they're doing now.
Burrow, pass caught by Moss. Touchdown pass, number 5, goes to Thaddeus Moss. The first touchdown catch for Thaddeus Moss.
Good inside slant here. Burrow puts this ball on his chest. Look at the perfect throw in football, giving his receiver tight end a chance to get in the end zone. And you got a big tight end like Thaddeus Moss. He's going to make guys miss and bounce off.
Steve Ensminger, the offensive coordinator, told us they were going to try to find the tight ends a little bit more. That is what they've done. Moss has 5 catches on the day. Came in with just 3 all season.
We're firm believers that the kids in this community, regardless of their background and current circumstances, deserve the absolute best the community around them can offer.
But I can tell you it works. I don't see the kids from here in my court, and that makes me very proud.
We give our kids the absolute best we've got to expect the best from them.
This place makes Knoxville stronger and a better place to live.
Learn more about Judge Irwin and the Boys and Girls Club of Tennessee Valley at belk.com/Project Hometown.
At Zaxby's, the Sensation Salad is back. And introducing the new Sensation Filet Sandwich Meal with hand-breaded chicken, Asian slaw, wonton strips, and citrus vinaigrette. Both served with an egg roll. The Sensation Salad and Filet Sandwich Meal. Only at Zaxby's.
You got it! Push it!
Want to feel this motivated about managing your money?
Whoa! Savings! You got this! Yeah! Yeah! You earned it! Find that tiny little action figure! Yeah! Yeah, Sarah, wait a second, that pig! Yeah!
With Regis Next Step, we give you the tools and guidance to help you and your money go further.
Yeah! Load that lunch, coach!
Yes, sir.
Yeah!
I need you to bring the energy today. Let's go! All right, push yourself. Come off the bike. Okay, come on, stay with me. Strong arm. Engage that core. Everybody meet me on. Let's go! I'm gonna change your bike position. You're gonna feel this. Show me what you got. Come on! Make yourself proud. What is the best view you got today? Woo-hoo! That's what separates you from everyone else. Only with Nordic Track Studio Cycle.
From the Grove in Oxford, Mississippi, Hotty Toddy.
right, we're going 4 downs here with Coach O. You ready?
Ready to go.
Rapid fire. Favorite artist or song?
Jambalaya crawfish pie. Hank Williams.
Hank Williams, I like it. Okay. Best place to eat in Baton Rouge?
Mike Anderson.
Ooh, okay. All right, 3rd down. Here we go. Craziest thing you had to do to motivate your team before pregame?
Had to punch myself in the jaw.
Punch yourself in the jaw? And what happened?
Yeah. Woke him up.
All right. Last thing. Your wife says she let you drive the car for church.
Yeah.
What's the one chore Coach O has to do at home?
Pay the bills.
All right, that was 4 downs with Coach O.
Yeah, I was.
That happens in a lot of houses right back there. Huh?
Gotta pay the bills. I think
Gotta
he can
pay
handle,
the bills.
I think he can handle that.
Yeah. No, I think he's doing pretty well.
But, you know, there was a great article in The Athletic this week about some of the motivation techniques that he uses and has used, whether he was here at LSU or at Southern Cal. And the one thing they kept coming back to is he hits himself in the jaw with some pretty good force.
Knocked his tooth out one time, right? They say he knocked his tooth out and just kept going. I don't know how you don't get fired up after your head coach knocks his tooth out in pregame. That is, they say it's legendary, some of the stuff he's done. Throwing chairs, I mean, whatever it takes to get him motivated.
A little different than Mark Ricks, right, at Georgia?
Yeah, we didn't throw many chairs. In our day.
Gain of 3. Love. Pass will be complete, but they'll lose some yardage on that one. Enoch Nawahi. That'll be a loss of some more yards. There's been too many of those negative plays today. Matter of fact, there have been 8 tackles for loss. Patrick Queen has 3 of those TFLs today for LSU, but Vincent is down. Vincent with an interception today. Queen's had a nice game. We've called his name out quite a bit, and he's been played sideline to sideline. Well, we got a second. Let's get it to the studio. Peter Burns, what's up?
All right, Dave Neal, we are just about an hour, 15 minutes away from the Missouri Tigers taking the field again after a bye week. Remember, they were 1-5 back in 2017. They make a bowl game, 17-7 since then. They'll be facing off Troy, a team LSU fans know a little something about from a couple years ago.
Troy's one of those dangerous teams. Watch out for Troy.
Yeah, sneaky. Got some really good players at Troy. I mean, they recruit really well at Troy, and they match up well with a lot of these Power 5 teams. So it's Missouri has to be on high alert.
So the staff still attending to Vincent. We'll step aside as well. Back in a moment.
I'm your cat. And ever since you brought me home that day, well, I've been plotting to destroy you. Sizing you up. Calculating your every move. You think this is love? This is 1 billion years of tiger DNA just ready to pounce. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, you could be coughing up the cash for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like meow.
Gear up for fall at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Do you love football? Then get with the program and get down to Hooters to catch the game, crazy good wings, ice cold beer, and the best fans on the planet. You love wings. You love ice cold beer. And who doesn't love the world famous Hooters girls? All the games, all season. Start your week off right at Hooters and play Hooters Monday Night Moneyball. Answer a few easy questions about Monday's game for a shot at freebies, cash prizes, even a trip to the big game. It's a new chance every week. Hooters.
Gear up for fall at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
I used to spend my mornings like this.
endlessly scrolling and searching for all the latest sports news. It was not great. But now I have the ESPN Daily. It tells you everything you need to know, what to watch, and much more. One email every morning to get you caught up. Sign up now at espn.com/daily.
SEC Network Football is presented by Allstate, reminding you that football season is mayhem.
Well, LSU just opened up their brand new nutrition center this summer, and with that came the hiring of executive chef Michael Johnson. He decided to start a new tradition this week. Every Thursday night prior to home games, they honor a senior football player with what he calls a taste of home dinner. This week it was Braden Fahoko from Hawaii. Chef called his mom Linda, got his favorite recipes, put together a Polynesian-style meal, and yes, that included a full pig wrapped in banana leaves, smoked for over 12 hours. Chef told me he was up at 3 a.m. to get that going. He said, just a really cool way to bring home here for these athletes, and it was a big hit. So coming up next week, guys, Joe Burrow's night, well, Midwestern style. Joe told us you can expect maybe some pot roast, some garlic mashed potatoes. I think a little bit easier preparation for Michael Johnson next week.
That looks like some good food. Might have to come back next week.
Yeah.
Throwing up, and that one might be intercepted. Did Delpit hang on? He did. What an interception.
Maybe the last guy you want to throw a football up to put up the bat. He is a ball-hawking safety here. The way he goes about getting this football, and that's why he's considered one of the best in the country at his position. But watch him at the highest point here. Fight off the receiver, and look at the hamstring to hold on to this football as he is trying to rip it out of his hands. And that's why many experts believe Grant Delpit would be a first-round pick next year.
His first interception of the season for Grant Delpit, the junior out of Houston, Texas, the All-American a year ago. Having some clock issues here. Clock says 8:19, but there's over 12 minutes to go in the quarter. Based on how hot it is, I don't necessarily think that many people would mind the clock running. Gary Anderson saw something that he didn't like. So he will challenge this, and we'll take another look as well.
It looks like he has complete control of the football there. See what happens as he hits the ground. Looks like that ball might have moved. And does he control possession all the way to the ground is the question. You can see he has it there, but from the other angle you can see it looks like that ball was kind of hit loose as he went to the ground.
Yeah, my question is, did he have enough for possession before the ball? Did he secure it enough? Did he take enough steps? And with that, good thing we have Matt Austin with us, our rules expert. Matt, what do you make of this one?
Well, Dave and DJ, I agree with you. He had the ball above his head, but as he was going to the ground, it did look like the ball might have come loose and hit the ground between he and the offensive player. I'm not sure there's indisputable evidence, though, to overturn, so this is going to be an interesting one to see what the replay official sees.
And, Matt, from what you saw there, he is like a receiver. He has to continue the catch all the way through the ground, correct?
That is correct. He has to control it all the way in. So you could make the case that he was an upright receiver and then going to the ground. He doesn't have to, but you have to make sure that he does have firm control of that ball in the air, which I don't think he does. And right there's a great view. I think it definitely hit the ground.
Absolutely.
So I would not be surprised if they overturned this call.
All right, well, we'll
After
wait.
Review,
Thank you, Matt.
The ruling on the field stands of an interception. Utah State has a timeout taken and has no challenges remaining in the game.
So the play stands, not enough to overturn it based on the video evidence.
Looks like this ball clearly is the ground. It moves there. Well, you can see it didn't seem like he had his hand under it at all, but they saw enough to make the call stand on the field.
So there's 12:28 on the game clock. Miles Brennan in at quarterback. Chris Curry in at running back. here in the fourth quarter. So Joe Burrow's day is done. Curry with the carry, picks up 6. So Burrow finishes up 27 of 38, another 300-yard game. That is 4 straight 300-yard games, which is now an LSU record. He's adding on to his completion records of 20 or more completions, which is up to 8 straight. Good run by Curry. Now LSU also, they came into this game scoring the most points in SEC history through 4 games. They needed 41 to hold the record for most points through 5 games, and they have done that. Still chasing their season average, though, which is at 57.8 points per contest.
They're just slacking right now, man. They haven't got to 57. I mean, tough sledding for this offense today, right?
It's crazy when you start looking at these numbers. I mean, they're going to go over 600 yards of offense again, but 55 against Georgia Southern. They put up 45 in that thrilling win over Texas, 65 versus Northwestern State, 66 against Vanderbilt. Joe Burrow has 11 touchdown passes in the last 2 games. This may be the most complete game LSU has played all year when you factor in what they've done defensively against a pretty good offense here at Utah State. Brennan's pass is caught over the middle. That'll be a first down at the 42-yard line. A pickup of 11 to Racy McMath. I mean, 272 points through 5 games. Steve Ensminger, Joe Brady on the right side there. Those two have meshed, using the word from Coach Ogeron, very well. And Steve Ensminger was telling us, I get to think about the next series. Joe's thinking about what would be the great third down play.
Yeah.
Here, give me something, if we get a third down coming up, give me something good.
He talks about the process they go through every series. He says when his offense comes off the field, Joe talks to Coach Brady, and he gets ready for the next series, and then by the time they get ready, hey, Coach is ready to talk to Joe.
Well, time out on the field. Looks like our umpire took a tough tumble. We'll update it when we come back.
Gary, I am proud of you, my man. Making simple, smart cashback choices. With Quicksilver from Capital One, you're earning unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere. Like on that new laptop. Quicksilver keeps things simple, Gary. And smart, like you. And I like that.
I guess I am pretty smart.
Don't let that go to your head, Gary. What's in your wallet?
Is that...
Quesadillas?
Gordon Ramsay handing out samples. Seems like just an okay use of your culinary talents, dude.
Yeah, it is, smart guy. Almost like having a brand new iPhone, but not pairing it with AT&T.
That's true, Gordon Ramsay.
Hey, fingers! It's not a buffet. Use the cocktail stick.
Use a cocktail stick.
Get the most from your amazing new iPhone 11 Pro on AT&T, America's fastest network for iPhones. More for your thing. That's our thing.
Pop quiz. Who is Smokey's best friend? Davy Crockett.
How many squares in Tennessee's famed checkerboard end zone?
120. LSU D-line's favorite food?
Gumbo. Louisiana State motto?
Also gumbo. Highest ranking member of the Aggie Corps Cadets?
Cadet General Reveille.
The ninth.
How many men does Texas A&M field on fall Saturdays? 12.
You passed.
You passed.
When the world is watching and you need your logo to be perfect, you need certainty. At 4imprint, we give you the ultimate guarantee. Because when something has your logo on it, it matters. To you, your customers, your coworkers, and to us. Our wide selection always changes to keep up with the latest trends. But there is one thing we deliver that's timeless. Certainty. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com. 4imprint. For certain.
This is Jeff, applying for a job.
Thank you.
And getting it.
Oh,
This is Jeff's new boss, Susan, closing a big deal and expensing lunch. This is Sean, a waiter, a husband, and now a father. This is Helen, clocking out at the end of a really rewarding day. And this is Jeff again, making his wife's day even better. This is Paycom, doing more for your workforce.
Well, tonight after the Vandy Ole Miss game on our SEC Saturday night, it'll be SEC Now. We'll give you a complete wrap-up with highlights, analysis, and interviews from the day in college football. Be sure to join Dari, Coach Chiz, Chris Doring as they break it all down. They are so good at that. One of my favorite shows all year. No one covers the SEC like we do. You can also see it streaming live, of course, on the ESPN app. Those guys are awesome.
Yeah, they put in some good time, man.
How about Peter kind of sets the table, and then Dari gets to come and eat the dessert, right?
No doubt.
There's now 10:46 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Having some clock issues. We'll try to keep you updated as much as we can. 10:46 to go here in the contest. On a 1st down and 10. Still the combination of Miles Brennan and Chris Curry. They will hand it off to Curry, who dodges one man, breaks a tackle, stays on his feet, running hard, finally brought down. His forward progress will get it to the 37-yard line. The redshirt freshman getting some work today. We've seen Ty Davis-Price, John Emery, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Now, Leonard Fournette's younger brother, who has been playing here, the senior from New Orleans, who actually has his degree in hand, decided to step away from the football program this week. Just felt like it was time. And obviously, you start looking at the people in front of you, you might not get a whole lot of playing time. 13 carries on the year, did Fournette.
Look at this backfield. It's a crowded backfield with a lot of quality guys back there.
Let's get an update from Peter.
Curry carried the ball. Anderson made the stop.
All right, thank you, Dave Neal. Getting ready for another game coming up momentarily. That'll be the Missouri Tigers. That game kicking off at 4 p.m. in Eastern. Kelly Bryant, 19-3 as a starter, but used his legs last week. 77 yards rushing against the Gamecocks. We'll see if he can do that against Troy.
Thank you, Peter. As Curry gets that handoff and will pick up just a yard, so it'll be 4th down and short.
Brings up a 4th down.
LSU going to attempt a lengthy field goal. Ball sits just inside the 35, so they'll place it at the 43. 53-yard field goal attempt from Cade York. He hit it for 47 in the opener against Georgia Southern, has yet to miss this season. And that one will miss wide left.
Kick is wide left. 1st down, Utah State.
Well, the SEC has a 99% chance with 5 unbeaten teams to put one team into the college football playoff. 2 teams, 60%, almost as good as the ACC has to put one in there.
Wow. I mean, it just speaks to how many quality teams are in each conference and where they're projected to finish. Now, obviously, you got some teams that's going to play each other, especially in the SEC, with those 5 unbeatens, as well as the Big Ten, but it just speaks volumes of how good the competition is in all these conferences.
Well, the Pac-12 just stuck in the mud right now in terms of that conference as a football league. Less than 10% chance to get a team into the college football playoff. Pick up a 3. I just think it's amazing that there's a 60% chance
to get 2 in, right?
teams.
When it first started first came out, everybody thought, two teams from the same conference, that would never happen. Now you got over a 50% chance, over a 60% chance to get 2 wins from the SEC.
That one is off the arms of Scarver. That's the kind of day it's been offensively for Utah State. 15 yards rushing, 130 yards passing.
It's been tough slaying for Utah State this ball game. I mean, they got some really talented players on both sides of the ball, but the lack of opportunities on offense has really hurt them. They had a lot of 3 and outs in this ball game, unable to run the football. It puts you in some very bad spots offensively for Utah State.
Utah State has scored 20 or more points in 21 straight games. That is the 3rd best streak in the FBS, only behind Oklahoma State and Ohio State. Jordan Love chased down, and he'll be out of bounds. See where they spot that around the 37-yard line. Ends up being a loss of a yard for Jordan Love, who has had better days, just 15 of 30, 130 through the air with 3 interceptions. And those 3 interceptions, you start thinking, adding them up. He has 8 picks this year. He only had 6 interceptions a year ago with 32 touchdown passes. One of those picks by that guy right there, Derek Stingley. Fair catch by Stingley at the 25. LSU with the football when we come back.
All right. In my Johnsonville commercial, we open with a car chase. There's semis, you got a couple of bikers in there, and grandma's on scooters. There's a news reporter down there, and she's going blah, 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 big car chase. Oh, yeah, they're chasing the Johnsonville Big Taste Grill. Finally, the driver turns to the guy next to him and says, "Did you leave the sausage on the grill again?" And he goes, "Yep. Might as well put him to good use." I don't know how it ends. It could be an explosion, maybe. And that's a commercial made the Johnsonville way.
Grubhub, America's leader in food delivery, just got better. Introducing Perks, millions of dollars in deals and free food nationwide. Download the Grubhub app today and see the perks waiting for you.
For 5-star backyards, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
Selling on Poshmark is crazy simple. All you have to do is post a picture, add a description, add a price, and you're pretty much good to go. Right now I'm selling Air Jordans and Nikes and Adidas, anything really performance related or style related.
Download the free Poshmark app now.
From the Grove in Oxford, Mississippi, Hotty Toddy.
Coach O, his club out to a 42-6 lead here late in the 4th quarter. 7:39. The clock has been malfunctioning, but 7:39 left to play. Joe Burrow's day is done. He's turned it over to Miles Brennan. Miles, the sophomore out of Long Beach, Mississippi. You talk about a guy that's got a strong arm. My man can certainly spin it with the best of them.
Yeah, I watched him on practice on Thursday, and he can rip it as good as anybody like you just mentioned. And they give him opportunity to throw it. You'll see the arm strength that Miles Brennan possesses.
16 of 25 on the year for Miles, 207 yards. They'll keep it on the ground, try to chew up some of this clock. Gain of 3 on the play. So LSU will do what they needed to do. You know, after that off week, it's one of those, you never know how your team's going to respond to that.
Right.
I think that they spent a lot of time trying to figure out how we can get guys on the ground. Let's tackle better, especially on the back end. And I think we saw proof that extra work paid off today.
And Coach O even talked about they started every day with a drill they called a fit drill. And basically fitting in the run game, fitting in space, and trying to be able to tackle. And it looks like it's worked out pretty good today.
I'm anxious to hear Joe Burrow's comments after this game on his performance because he was so good against Vanderbilt. 6 touchdown passes, almost 400 yards passing, and says, it wasn't so good.
Yeah, I mean, you can think back to some of the plays today. Yeah, he threw for a bunch of yards and had multiple touchdowns, but he's going to look at those plays he missed. A couple times rolling out, missing guys, a couple errant throws. The interception for one sticks out, throws a little bit high to Thaddeus Moss and gets it intercepted. Those are the plays he's going to look back and say, I got to get better on those plays.
There's Brennan trying to pick up the first down. He may have it. Just to get it to the 35, and let's see where they spot it. They're going to be just short, a few inches short, so it'll be 4th down and literally inches.
6 minutes on the game clock. 6 minutes on the game clock.
There you go. 6 minutes on the game clock, which will continue to run. LSU's going to punt. You got a 6'4" quarterback in there. Let him just get his nose out there.
I was thinking the same thing. Brennan is tall. He's a strong kid. You'd think they just maybe lean over and get that couple inches you need, but
maybe he needs some guys on defense to get some reps.
Yeah. It's always strategy to what they're trying to do.
Jordan Nathan, fair catch at the 10-yard line. So the Aggies will have it after a 55-yard punt. Good to see Zach Von Rosenberg doing his thing after getting roughed on a punt here in the second half. I mean, Utah State last year, just to give you some perspective, offensively, they were putting up points at an alarming rate, 47.5 points per game, which was second in the FBS. They had the 3rd best scoring margin last year as well, only behind Clemson and Alabama. But today, in 2019, not much happening for this offense against what was a stout LSU defense.
For Utah State, the one thing that they have to really harp on as the season progresses is turnovers. They had 4 turnovers versus Colorado State last week and were able to overcome it to get a win. You can't do that versus really good football teams. And today you've seen a few interceptions by this Utah State team and Jordan Love. And it's hard to overcome and get a win on the road versus a team like LSU when you turn the football over a few times.
There is Jordan Love. Now signaling in the plays to Henry Columbi, the sophomore out of Hollywood, Florida. Getting some work. He's 8 of 9 on the year, throwing the football. A couple of touchdowns for 93 yards. Throw it here. Well, Keyshawn Vaughn 2 weeks ago against this LSU defense went for 130 yards on 20 carries. Today, Utah State has put up 18 yards in the run game, 148 total yards on the day.
Dave Aranda will be extremely happy about this performance from his group. And it's been multiple guys in certain spots doing it. And he talked to us the other day, just yesterday, about so many different players are playing different spots on this defense. And trying to figure out the right combination of guys with so many guys that are injured. And they're hoping to get some guys back, but they were glad to get Caleb on chasing back. But he just said it's a mixture of injuries and just execution on this defense is why they haven't played the style in which they wanted to.
Again, our game clock has been broken. We are just a tick under 4 minutes to play in this game. Inside handoff goes to Enoch Nawahine, the true freshman out of Hawaii.
I thought it was a great story that Coach Aranda talked about with Coach Gary Anderson, the head coach of Utah, giving him an opportunity to come and be the defensive coordinator there right after he was fired from Hawaii and not knowing where he was going to be coaching next. And he said Coach Anderson called him and said, hey, we want to bring you in for an interview. And the rest is history. So he said he is one of the best people that he's ever known.
Yeah, man, you know, he was living in a campus apartment, was Dave Aranda. When he lost his job, he said they were asked, he got 15 days to move out. He's like, my whole world was turned upside down. I didn't know where I was going, what I was doing, and out of nowhere, he gets the call from Gary Anderson, who he had met a few times at some camps in Hawaii. And he said he broke down in tears. It was such an emotional, like somebody knew I existed. I'm on this island. A time change makes it hard to contact anybody. And those two had a nice relationship, working relationship, and it has certainly continued on, even though they're on opposite sidelines. But Dave Aranda owes a lot to Gary on the other side of the field. For more, let's go down to Dawn.
Dave, I actually asked Coach Anderson about that phone call before this game. He smiled when I mentioned it, and I asked him if he knew how emotional Coach Aranda was during that phone call. He said, oh, come on, you know Coach Aranda. He never let on that he was emotional during that call. But he followed it up with, that is a special guy who is a great family man. Coach Anderson said so much respect for him. So that's a mutual thing between the two of them.
Yeah, those two, great working relationship over the years. And, boy, Dave Aranda certainly considered one of the premier coordinators in the entire country. And that week off has benefited his group here today. That handoff goes to Ty Davis-Price.
Davis-Price carried the ball.
Out to the eye of the Tiger.
Lockett made the stop. First down for the Tigers.
Up over 600 yards now of offense for LSU today. So they have surpassed their season average, which was at 563. Third in the country. But they're not going to catch their point average, which was leading the country at 57.8.
I think the more impressive thing today, they were able to run the football. That's a point of emphasis. They wanted it coming into this ball game. Well, you have to create a line of scrimmage change. And today they created it at times, and the numbers show you they wanted to run the football and be effective doing it.
Well, they might have just lost a yard. See how they score that, because they're sitting right at 600.
So you drop back under 600 now.
There was a running back for the Atlanta Falcons back in the 70s named Dave Hampton. He was chasing a 1,000-yard season. Remember, it was the old 14-game season, so 1,000 yards was a big deal.
No doubt.
He had like 1,004 and had back-to-back carries and lost the yardage and finished the year with like 994.
That is terrible.
Yeah.
That is awful.
The things you remember as a kid, right? I mean, where does that come from? That's just, what? Ty Davis-Price should have enough for the first down. And the clock will continue to run. I think that message from our referee, no snap. He was looking right at Ed Ogeron. No snap needed. You guys are good. Call it a day. Ed Ogeron will pick up the win. His team will go to 5-0 on the year. And now they can set their sights on a night game here at Tiger Stadium in Death Valley against the Florida Gators next Saturday night. The stretch begins in earnest a week from today. And then, of course, a lot of folks looking at that November 9th date against the Alabama Crimson Tide. But a good day, statistically, for this LSU team. 601 yards of offense. They hold a high-powered offense to 159. So I think when you add up all the totals, this is a good day for LSU.
Very good day, and thought you went out and did things that you haven't done in the last few weeks, which was on defense, tackle, and on offense, run the football. And it sounds so simple, but those are the keys to winning ball games. And we talked about that stretch they're going to go through. You got to be able to tackle in space, but you also have to be able to run the football in the Southeastern Conference. And LSU put some good things on tape.
Let's go down to Dawn.
DJ Shockley just saying up in the booth, you got to be able to run the football in the Southeastern Conference. That was a focus for you guys this week. What did you see out of your run game?
It was great to see all those young backs making some strides. I thought we did a very good job of running the football and controlling the clock, exactly the game plan.
On the other side of the ball, we always talk about offense, but you challenged your defense this week, and they certainly answered your call. What did you like from them?
Proud of them. They didn't get in the end zone. We tackled well. We kept the ball in front. We rushed the passer well. We looked like an LSU defense today.
Do you think this was the most complete game you've seen out of your team?
No question. I think we could have been a little bit better on special teams. We missed a field goal. We had a couple of mishaps on special teams, but offensive defense, we played really well.
Now you're about to head into the gauntlet of what is the SEC schedule. What do you take from this game as you look ahead to Florida next week?
Here we go. You know, the competition is going to be a little bit stiffer next Saturday night at 7 o'clock. This place is going to be live. This is why you come to LSU.
At least it'll be cooler, right, Coach?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am. Go Tigers.
That's great hanging out with him this week. He is something else, man. Good win for LSU today. They put it on Utah State 42-6 is our final score. For DJ and Dawn, the rest of our crew, I'm Dave Neal saying so long from Baton Rouge. SEC Now is coming up next.
Indeed it is SEC Now, and we are 40 minutes away until Larry Roundtree on the, fourth fastest player to reach 2,000 yards, did it in just 28 games, and only already sitting at 11th all-time for Missouri rushing totals. We'll see if he can improve on that. Missouri, Troy, 39 minutes. Gene Chizik, Chris Doring, Peter Burns back with you after LSU. Apparently, you guys look kind of sloppy right off the bat, but really kind of turn it around. What impressed you the most of the Tigers coming out of the bye?
I think they really were focused on trying to get a little balance with their offense. Yeah. They've talked an awful lot about figuring out a way to protect the defense from being on the field too much. So I thought you saw a lot more methodical drives early in the game, trying to run the football, trying to keep possession of the ball for a lot longer. And that it didn't necessarily take away from the explosive plays, but it did allow them to control the game. And that's something that both Coach O has talked about and Nick Saban. And not putting their defenses in bad spots.
You know, sometimes when you come off those off weeks, you're a little sluggish, right? And that's kind of the way it started both sides of the ball. But then when it started to get rolling, this LSU performance might be the best one they've had all year, offensively and defensively. Yeah. Look how they ran the ball today. Today was impressive, and everybody got in the mix running the football. Ran for 250 yards and held Utah State to 19, guys.
I think that's a flip it on the other side, right? You saw so many injuries. Richard Lawrence didn't play. Logan didn't play. And Divinity didn't play as well, too. And Chiz, this is the defense that Tiger fans are saying, hey, Dave Aranda, what can we expect? Can we expect this going forward, especially next week against Florida?
I think the week off was huge for Dave because I went back and really looked at all the explosive plays that LSU gave up the first 4 games. Very fixable. It was all about eye progression with the DBs. It was about judging the ball. It was about getting lined up, misalignments, all things that are correctable. And today, other than one pass, CD, that I saw where safety kind of jumped down and dove down on something and something got behind him, it was phenomenal. 3 picks today. Yeah. They tackled well in space. They didn't blow coverages. I thought it was a really good defensive performance.
Those were the 2 things they focused on, particularly tackling and forcing turnovers. They'd only forced 4 in the first 4 games of the season. They come out, forced 3 today, as you mentioned. Yeah. Tackled a lot better. I thought they created negative plays a lot better. 10 tackles for losses. This was a great test for them. I think in terms of an offense that they needed to kind of get tested before they get into SEC play. Jordan Love and that crew, they were able to put up yards. You saw them put 400-plus against Wake Forest early in the season, and they completely shut them down today. 1 of 12 on 3rd downs.
Crazy.
And mostly because they won on 1st and 2nd down. Put them in those long 3rd and long situations. They just couldn't convert.
Love had 3 interceptions. The front 7 got some push, but the back end looked great, including Derek Stingley and the person who Don Davenport caught up with, Grant Delpit.
Well, here with Grant Delpit, your first interception of the season. Take me through what you saw on that play.
You know, my responsibility, he went under, so I just foxed to the post, and the quarterback threw it up. He was trying to make a play, and I was just in the right place at the right time. So it just make the, most of the plays that come to me. So it's a great play.
3 interceptions for this defense, and then the coaching staff really challenged you guys in the open week to tackle better, find a pass rush. What did you see out of your unit today? How were you guys able to answer that challenge?
I think we played lights out as a defense. We had probably under like 150 total yards. So that's very huge. That's huge. We emphasized tackling in practice. I think we did a good job of that. And I think we played pretty good.
Going to need that as you look ahead because you're entering the gauntlet of the SEC schedule. What do you take from this performance that you say we got to move that to next week against Florida?
Just the confidence, man. We didn't give up a lot of big plays. We gave up 2 go routes. But other than that, we didn't give a lot of big plays. We responded in sudden change situations, in the red zone. So I think we played well as a defense. Just carry that to next week.
We talk a lot about this offense, and today I think the story is defense, but I got to get your take on Joe Burrow and what that offense was able to do again today.
Yeah, I expect the most from Joe now. Yeah, they always lights out every week. I'm not even surprised when he throws 5 touchdowns and 400 yards. So that's great to see them balling like that, and hopefully they can keep it up.
Congratulations. Good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Speaking of those touchdowns, how about this list, gentlemen? Those are season totals. Jamarcus Russell, Matt Mock with 28. Burrow's got 22. And they've just, played 5 games so far.
How frustrating is that for you as an LSU guy to see all these years of conservative offense finally opening up and a guy like Joe Burrow just taking advantage of that opportunity?
It's like being blind and all of a sudden you're like, hey, you know what? Let's get LASIK, right? Like you can actually see, and that's what this offense looks like, and it's been unbelievable. Unbelievable to think that Joe Burrow continues to work himself in the Heisman Trophy opportunities here at Chiz.
Without question. And you know what I love about this guy? And I've been around some great quarterbacks in college football. 5 first-rounders on my teams, and I've seen what great looks like. And the thing that they all have in common that I see with Joe Burrow, CD, he's a multiplier. Everybody knows when they step on the field with him that they better up the level of their game. It doesn't matter if you're a freshman tailback, freshman offensive lineman, or a freshman receiver. Everybody has an expectation when they step on the field of what he expects because they see this guy delivering. And he always approaches everything with a very professional manner. Today he threw an interception. No panic, no anything, not blaming anybody. Really shouldn't have been an interception. The guy just moves on to the next thing, and all of a sudden you look up, and after 4 quarters, he's thrown for 5 more touchdowns and 350 yards. I love this guy, what he brings to the table. Obviously, combined CD with really, PB, what you said, this new offensive look. I think it's excellent.
Well, Coach, he doesn't do it by himself. I'm going to bring it back to the receivers. The receivers have been great all year long. And without Terrace Marshall, I was concerned as who was going to be that next guy. Well, you had Derek Dillon step up today, catch a touchdown. Thaddeus Moss also stepped up and caught a touchdown. So it's nice to be able to have guys fill in and not miss a beat in that passing game.
Yeah, and Jamar Chase, another touchdown. I mean, kind of how we talk about LSU's receiving squad, a little bit like Alabama's receiving squad right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at the schedule as we start moving forward here. We knew this, guys. Once they got by, if they were able to beat Texas out in Austin, you said, all right, for this next month or so, you're getting ready for this gauntlet, right? Florida, then at Stark Vegas, and then 7th-ranked Auburn and at Alabama here early in November. So far, CD, what is it that needs to be worked on for this to be a perfect season?
I honestly think the most important thing was to get healthy. And today you had an opportunity to rest a couple key guys. You mentioned earlier how they were missing a number of players, including Rashard Lawrence up front, Divinity at the linebacker spot. I do think it is they're as well set up now for this tough run as they possibly could be. Fix some things on defense. You feel more confident about that. You feel healthy about that, and your offense has kept rolling.
Real quick, Chiz, you've been a part of incredibly successful teams yourself, CD. At what point in a special season do you know, guys, this is different. We're not just good. We have the potential to be the best in the country.
I've been on 3 undefeated teams, and as you guys know, undefeated is hard to come by. It really is. But typically, you have a feeling you're working in that direction about after the first month of the season. And again, this is about where we are, right? Today was game 5. You look at that schedule right now, you said it, CD. They're as well set up for success as they can be if they get some guys healthy. Offensively, they're hitting on all cylinders today, and different guys are doing it. You mentioned the wide receivers. Stephen Sullivan stepped in today. That is one. Different guys have to step up because during the season, 1 or 2 guys can't carry the load. Now you're seeing a defense play better, look better. You're getting ready to play Florida, Auburn, and Alabama in the next month, you better be able to play some great defense. Championship-level defense for this thing to continue.
I would argue that LSU had a feeling about this being a special year, dating all the way back into camp. We heard reports all camp long about how the offense was going to be different, how explosive it was going to be.
Oh, but CD, come on, man. You know, we've heard that a lot of times.
I think we were skeptical of it, but the players themselves, the defense had talked about how difficult it was going against that offense every day. And I think at the end of the day, I think that helped them this week. Preparing for an up-tempo offense, having a scout team that's used to running tempo like that, that's going to prepare LSU's defense for when they play against Alabama's defense, who can go fast, and some of those others down the stretch. So I think it's a great situation where they are right now, and I'm excited to see it play out.
By the way, if Burrow can have success throwing against Christian Fulton, and right now Derek Stingley, who looks like a senior right now as a true freshman, that's impressive. They go on to roll. Ed Ogeron talked about it, maybe possibly the most complete game that the Tigers have had all season long, 42-6. In fact, they're 273 points through 5 games, the most points through a team's first 5 games of a season in SEC history. Here's Coach Ed Ogeron after the dub.
All right, what an outstanding day for our team. Getting up early, they were trained. The meetings, everybody was early this morning. I'm proud of our football team. Went out there and we played probably our most complete game. We ran the football like we wanted to run it. We controlled the clock. We kept the ball away from their offense. Our defense tackled well in space. I thought we played lights out on defense to hold those guys without a touchdown. It was a phenomenal day. 600 yards of total offense, 32 first downs, 90 plays, 41 minutes time of possession. Unbelievable. They only had 19 yards rushing, 159 total yards, 1 out of 12 on third down. So we got better at our pass rush, we got better at our coverage. I got to give credit to our defensive coaches, man. It was like going to the dentist, going to work every day, man. It was like we had to get after it, we had to get better, and there was a high intensity all day in the office, all day on the drills, all day with our football team. And our coaches did a tremendous job. We're going to be fired up for next week. We're going to enjoy this victory. 24-hour rule. We're going to be fired up, ready to go next Saturday night, 7 o'clock at Tiger Stadium. I promise you that. Any questions?
The pace of play of the offense and the balance heading to SEC play, is that exactly what you're looking for?
Well, it depends. It depends who we're playing. Depends how well our defense. If our defense is going to play like that, we can do anything we want. And but we wanted to control the time of clock. The clock. Wanted to control the time of possession. I thought our guys did a great job. We wanted to run the football more. So, yes, there will be some games where we have to use that type of clock management.
When in the work week did you decide that you wanted to run the ball more, or how did you?
Just watching their tempo, just watching their tempo. And I think they slowed their tempo down a little bit, to be honest with you, because of our offense. So it's just a chess match out there. But we wanted to be able to control the clock, give our defense some rest, and let them play, and it worked out well.
Was there also something they were showing defensively that kind of opened up the run game for you?
Say it again.
Was there something they were also showing defensively that maybe opened?
Yeah, obviously, you can't just always play our guys one-on-one out there, and there was 5, 6 people in the box, and we thought that we could run the football, and that's what happened.
You won easily again. Joe had another huge day. How do you coach and approach? He had a fumble early.
Yeah.
Kick. I mean, those things you talk about will cost you against Florida.
No question. He's going to be just as PO'd as I am, and we don't want those things. We had some fumbles. We had some interceptions. We're not taking care of the football on offense like we did last year. So we got to go back to our drills and look at them. And obviously, Joe's going to be upset. He won't think he played very well. I think he did. And but that's going to keep him hungry for next week.
Was there ever a moment in the game on the headsets where you guys are fighting yourselves not to go to the fast game?
No, not really. We just said keep on chopping wood. It was kind of, hey, we're so used to, man, it's fun going down the field, scoring, man, everybody's happy. But it was methodical, but we were chewing up some clock, and the defense was resting, so it worked. It wasn't as fun, but it worked.
What about your defense getting the 3 interceptions, and what did you do on that interception?
With Derek, yeah, it was a phenomenal play, phenomenal athlete, one-on-one. He was the top player in the nation coming in and recruiting, and Corey's done a great job recruiting him and coaching him, and Derek is a big talent. But I thought we were tighter on our coverage. In fact, I know we were. And the thing, I think that we had a better pass rush today. The guy didn't have all day to throw the football.
Did you notice Ed Ingram played?
Yeah, it seemed like he played okay. I'm going to have to see the film. They did give us some problems with some stunts up front. We're going to have to look at it and pick it up.
What happened in the last few days? Thursday, it sounded like he was going to start.
Yeah, he was going to start. But because of some pass protection stuff that he wasn't used to doing and some things, the blitzing, we thought they would come after us, so we felt that we wouldn't start them and play them as the game went on.
It seems like you're handling anything thrown at you. Early start, rotating guys on offense and defensive lines. How proud are you of this team, the way they've been able to approach the first half?
Character, maturity, poise. Got to give a credit to our coaching staff. It was a hard-working coaching staff. They're in there day and night. We have a system. Our guys are believing in our system. But let me say this to you. We're going to get tested.
The pass rush playing better, is that a product of skill?